Okay, I think we're good. Yep, 4,500. Seems stable.
Wonderful. Where is everybody?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it until 8:10 before I start sending gifts.
Judging gifts.
Yes. Whew. Alrighty. You got any non-licensed tunes you could just pop in there? On the stream, I mean?
Yeah. Let me see.
What's up, Dano? Revixie?
Let's see.
Sky?
Sky.
Liner? Skyliner?
Hey. Been a while.
Always a pleasure.
Let's see. Not that one.
I'm gonna just pop in. Brad just popped in. Oh my god.
What?
I started playing music and it's loud, but it's good.
I can't hear music.
That's because you're not have the stream open, apparently.
Oh, I don't. Start with scroll up a little. Dream barbecue.
Dream barbecue.
Or no, the one above it. No, the one above that. Well, scroll up a little.
Oh my.
I refresh. Start with Labyrinth Demon King. No, start with.
Oh my god, Brad. Maybe you should pick one before you say anything.
What are you talking about?
You just told him to start with like 5 different tracks and you just kept changing your mind.
Yeah.
Labyrinth of the
Okay.
Demon King.
Start with Pipistrello.
Pippis. Oh, okay.
Do we ever talk about Dispalote?
I don't think so.
Looks like we played it.
Drag.
Oh, maybe we did. Maybe we did.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Do I
remember watching
have
a
a-
trailer for Labyrinth of the Demon King with y'all though.
No. I just don't. I just want to skip it. Hey, Berserker Kazan. Did we watch a trailer for that?
I
I
know
feel
we
like
have.
we've watched like. I feel like we've seen several trailers for that, but I don't know which one this is.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, but stop that, please. Sounds good. But you're probably gonna need more audio for chat. Just my guess, historically. Here. I'm gonna reorder this playlist a little bit. So just do a refresh. Are we live? Are we just? Is this trailer
live.
talk?
No, we're live.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I thought you popped in the chat because I posted the announcement that we're live.
What? I showed up because this is when I show up. Well, this is Pipistrella and the Cursed Yo-Yo, and you should pay attention to this instead of not, because
Instead of not?
yeah.
Who is that directed at? Me?
Oh wow, that's a nice assumption. I mean, a fair assumption, but no. Just everybody. I didn't think trailer talk was happening. This is from the developers of. Where's Crispy?
I don't.
Of Dodgeball Academia.
Dodgeball Academia. This looks pretty rad, actually.
Well, it's I've been calling this Mina at home. We have Mina at home. Whatever. I was gonna reorder this so we could watch this one later instead of because it was a little manic for opening, but whatever.
What the fuck?
Okay. All right. And the smile.
Sold. What the fuck?
That's delightfully dumb, but I like it.
I'm here for it. No, you okay? Now I want you to pause because there's a couple here that Crispy literally should be here for.
All right, well, why don't you message Crispy?
Let's see. I'm just gonna move some stuff around so you can.
Or I guess I'll message Crispy.
Okay, yeah, sure.
God damn it! I never know.
Yeah, no, I wanted to watch the Berserker one because Ed picked it up, you know, and kind of like to, you know what I'm saying?
How's everybody in chat doing? What's up, Winged, Bog Noise, Ashif96, subscribe for 9 months, much appreciated. Sonji, who's lurking? Sorry for the weird schedule this week. What's up, Tack?
A higher power literally did not want Brad to talk one more week about Monster Hunter.
Except you say that, but he has a different Monster Hunter game to talk about this week.
I didn't say Monster Hunter Wilds. I said Monster Hunter.
I know. There's more Monster Hunter.
There's too much Monster Hunter. We need to stop.
What's up, Prince? World Teller. Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. I think it's out next week, right?
Which one?
The
major
update
the
for
update.
Wilds. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Not that I'm following it.
Just
What's up, Tarkus?
back out and refresh the playlist, homie.
Okay. You want to go vampire?
Yeah, sure.
I can't believe this game got a like.
Good evening, Kindred. I'm Marco Beerman, Executive Vice President of World of Darkness and Executive Producer on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
I can't believe this game still exists.
Since our last update, we have added more content to the game.
It's been
More
pushed to
narrative
the
depth,
second half of the year. Got
character
delayed.
Development.
I don't.
We have also evolved Fabian's.
What do you mean delayed? It didn't have a date.
It did. It had
Over the
first
past
half
couple of
2025.
months, we have invited
Really?
you all
Yeah.
to see the development of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 in the form of dev diaries, focusing on various areas from the game, including Camarilla, the Anarchs.
Is there any
Hunters,
chance this game is
and
going to be
many
anything
others.
like the
I'm
original
going to
Vampire the
check
Masquerade?
out
I mean, I never played the
and
first one, so I don't
learn
know,
more
but
about the game. The status of the game right now is
I
that
mean,
the game is done. We are currently
I'm
focusing
certainly
on
not
bug fixing,
optimist.
stability, and performance, so we can deliver the best.
I mean, the
experience
Chinese
to
room
you
has
guys
never done a
once
project
it
like this
releases.
before, so
Bloodlines 2
I'm
No.
fine with it taking more
in
time.
October this year.
I mean, take all the time you
In the
need.
meantime,
It's
please
just.
join us on Discord for any questions or updates.
I'm just like, it doesn't even, like, when I look at footage of this game, I just keep thinking to myself, this doesn't even look like the same kind of game.
There was
Which-
someone I had forgotten. I thought he
Meaning
was
what?
gone.
Well,
I don't
mean,
know.
It's
I don't know how to describe it. I don't know.
I guess I have not seen much Bloodlines 2.
I mean, there hasn't been a ton to look at, but like, it looks more. Yeah, like Tarka said, it looks more like Vampire or whatever that game is instead of like an RPG where you play as a vampire. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
They haven't shown a whole lot to begin with, unfortunately.
Well, they showed some jank
But I mean,
gameplay way back in the day before
Yeah, but
Chinese
that was
Remake took over.
Yeah.
And I've seen plenty of Vampire the Masquerade 1. Crispy's on his way. He said he's having technical difficulties, so he's restarting his computer.
Okay.
He'd probably be into this one,
Well,
honestly.
you want me to pause this?
No.
Okay.
Fuck him. I mean, I don't even have any problem with it not being... I mean, I'm okay with it being a different kind of game. It's just like, why evoke... I mean, I guess I know that's a dumb question. Why evoke the name, but...
So what
Well,
the
I mean,
fuck
I don't
is
think
this?
it's just like evoking the name. I mean, Vampire the Masquerade is like...
It's a much bigger thing, I know.
It's a much bigger thing, and this is a sequel to Bloodlines, but it is still like a... It is, you know,
I just
an
wouldn't be
action
surprised.
RPG with a lot of dialogue and those same, like...
Yeah, I guess
You
that's
know.
true. We'll see. Finland? Greetings from Finland. What's up, Mouse? Thank you.
It's
Much
just a sequel to
appreciated.
a very old game, and, you know, by a different studio, so...
I mean, it sounds like an interesting project, so I'm here for it.
You should watch some like gameplay of this thing. It looks like they
Green
took
barbecue?
LSD and turned it into a real game. And it's out now. I think it's like overwhelmingly positive. People are losing their minds, but mostly because it's so fucking insane. I want to actually play this.
For such a long time.
This looks like some Scorn shit.
Well, it's not.
Yes. It's time to wake.
Oh. Whoa. In a Dream Barbecue is free to play. I mean, it's just free. It's just a free
It's
game.
free?
It's a free game.
Free drugs?
Free drugs.
Sick.
Well, the first
Free
hit's
drugs.
free.
It came out 2 days ago. It's currently sitting overwhelmingly positive with 5,800 reviews.
So I thought this was a Souls like. I didn't realize it was next.
What's up, Spencer? I can see you now.
What? This?
Yeah.
This is
I'm
a bit of
popping
a,
at YouTube
it's got some Soulsy stuff for sure. I mean,
got a cow.
it's an open. It's an open world RPG, but it is kind of Soulsy, King's Questy.
None of us have played Adamfall yet, but anything
it's-
can happen.
It's definitely
Now I
like.
get some Oblivion vibes.
Well, that's the thing, right? A lot of people thought it was like an Elder Scrolls like, but it's actually, I've heard it more described as more Soulsy than Elder Scrollsy. Some people are disappointed by that a little bit, but
What is this called?
it's not exactly Morrowind. It's called
The Tainted Grail.
Grail, Fall of Avalon.
There was no clean path.
Yeah, don't underestimate this game, if only because
Only the
I just need
that
to,
last Tainted
uh,
Grail game was sick as fuck, even though it was like
I'm
a
just-
Slay the Spire game.
This looks like it'd be another like huge, massive game. I'm juggling so many of these huge games. I can't.
What? Well, first of all, this ain't even out, so don't worry about that part. And two, I don't know how massive. I mean, this is an indie game.
Avalon will not save itself. The king.
But yeah, it does look cool. One is around the corner. Well, they should have a real date if it's Q2.
I didn't even
For a
realize
new
it was a
trailer.
sequel.
It was not a sequel. Tainted Grail is an existing IP.
Oh.
It's a board game IP. The developer has now made 2 games. One was a quite good Slay the Spire like with strong presentation, and this one is a open world RPG.
Crispy's here.
This
Nick,
is
there
the
a
this is
Spencer
the
in
Fantasy
chat.
Critic block.
We are gonna make sure we watch some Nintendo Direct shit, right? Because I haven't
It's
watched any
here.
of that.
It's here.
Yeah, it's here.
This is first Berserker Kazan.
Dumb name, but it looks pretty cool.
Well, it's. I think it's a. This is like a. This is a. This is also an existing IP.
Yeah. I know. It's just I've never played it. It's a silly name, but
I
whatever.
thought this was tied into Berserk for a while.
No.
Isn't it tied into a franchise with like a different, slightly different name? I don't remember.
Yeah. What's it called?
Dungeon something?
Dungeon. No. They made a fighting game based in this fucking universe. What's it called? Dungeon Fighter Online?
This is
Dungeon
a
Fighter
Dungeon Fighter
Online.
spinoff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dungeon Fighter. That's it.
I had no idea.
What's up, J-Hit? So, is this like a... This strikes me as probably a boss rush type of game, right?
Well, it is one of those. Yeah.
It is literally one of those.
Korean/Chinese Souls-likes that are secretly mostly boss rushes or whatever, but it's not a boss rush game.
All right, this is from the Nintendo Direct.
It's got love. Yes. This wasn't the Nintendo Direct. Okay, I forgot where I saw.
Okay, this looks hot. I don't know what this is.
This
but
does
it
look
looks
hot. This is also from a developer that has made. God, I wish I remembered. This
some
developer has
fucking
made something that's very
DuckTales
different than this.
Shit.
You know what the last game that reminds me of is like watching
You'd be surprised. who
Red
made
Candle
this.
make Nine Souls, like how they go.
Yeah, this
from
has got
Nintendo.
this kind of energy, but who's the developer? Goldman. This is Secret Life of Goldman.
Yeah.
Dude, this looks fucking hot as hell.
Someone
I
really
want this.
loved the NES DuckTales game.
Well, it's got more going on than DuckTales, homie.
Yeah, but like
The
that.
Eternal Life of Goldman.
And it's got that Miyazaki vibe too, which I'm totally into. Eternal Life of Goldman.
THQ Nordic is.
Well, if you like that Miyazaki Studio Ghibli look, have I got something for you,
Shit,
Nick?
don't do
no,
it, Crispy.
don't do it.
Fucking do it. What the shit is this? Was this on a kind of funny direct or something? What is this?
Yeah, they did a
You
screen
figured it out.
showcase last week.
The-
This is that.
Oh, this
rhythm
thing
game,
is
right?
so stupid.
I've been very disconnected, guys. I don't know what's going on.
That's right. This is the.
What in the world is this?
This is the police. That game developer made Eternal Life of Goldman.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty different.
Very different.
I'll check out that link, Spencer. It'll have to be later.
I just thought this trailer was absurd.
It is.
It's like
It's like a
it's
slower
like I don't
Diablo.
understand. Like what's going on here? Like tonally. Like what's with the bloom? Like I could barely even see the gameplay, but they're definitely like confident enough to put in dancing Vikings, I guess. Maybe turn
know what
down
to
the
make.
bloom so I can see the fucking gameplay.
What is? I don't know what to make of this shit.
I don't either.
And like the dancing Vikings are doing the same dance over
And like,
over.
and like, what is this key art? This doesn't. This is a completely
It
different
doesn't-
vibe than any of
yeah,
that stuff.
It doesn't evoke the game itself at all.
And that dude just
What-
looks like the fool from Death Note. Well, I'm so confused. All right, this one looks sick.
Let's climb some mountains.
This looks like Jusant.
It's a good trailer. I played this demo, by the way. It
Pretty good.
doesn't look like Jusant. Jusant is like little kid bitch shit compared to this.
Well,
This is
fuck me
this is-
then. Oh shit! Back. You see, there's a backpack with like spaghetti in it.
this was up for
Cooking.
bid, and you didn't even watch a trailer. You fucking just Nick. I'm gonna fight you.
I've been in a weird.
In my mind, I'm like, oh, no one's bidding because they're like strategically waiting, and I'm like, no, these fuckers are just.
Brad, I told you, I've been in a very weird place lately. I'm going to. I know you don't give a shit.
I mean, I care about your. If we're all going through shit, you can still watch a fucking trailer and bet on a game.
I've just been going through some shit, but I'm getting back. I'm getting back into gaming.
I'd like to hear your fucking voice. Do y'all hear? Y'all know what's happening here?
No.
You been that out of the fucking loop? What about you, Chris Davis? Did you watch trailers for these games?
I mean, I watched some trailers, but it's been a busy week. I don't know what this is.
You fucking clown! Both of this game and the last game were up for bid last Thursday. Y'all didn't watch trailers of those games.
No.
No.
Dude,
That's crazy. That's like bare minimum. I would at least watch trailers.
I know,
Oh,
dude.
hey.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, hey, what is this game?
All right.
Starvaders.
It's Star Vaders. All right,
Hey, this
pause
is kinda
for a
released
second so we could talk about our.
Listen,
Or should we
bitch.
talk about the fantasy critic drama on the podcast because it's
Listen,
quite
bitch.
devious and funny. It's about me and Crispy. So
Listen, bitch.
Oh,
Okay, fine.
I mean, we will discuss on the podcast, but let's
don't
roll that tape.
I don't want to discuss the fact that I've been completely disconnected.
No, I don't
from
care
Fantasy
about you.
Critic.
This is about me and Crispy.
Oh
You
yeah, fuck
understand?
me then. Okay.
It's It has everything to do with me and this sneaky
because
fucking
you're not
snake
paying
in the
attention.
grass.
doesn't mean
This
the game isn't still going
snake.
on.
No, we're doing this now. No, we're doing it. We're doing it on the podcast. Rewind, please. I want to watch this trailer again. Y'all know who Local Thunk is?
No.
Creator of Balatro,
Ah, gotcha.
and he kind
Don't
of
care.
He kind. Okay.
I'm kidding.
You don't care
I'm
because you're
fucking-
not
well,
trying to pick up dubs.
I'm
But-
trolling.
Well, he gave this one his seal of approval last year. This thing's been on Next Fest before, and certain people have noticed who like these kinds of games, and they're kind of like, they've kind of deemed this one worthy. You know what I mean? Like these are kind of these games are kind of a dime a dozen, and these days, it's just a popular genre, and enough people have kind of like said, yes, this one gets it, quote unquote. Pause. But there's more to this story than Crispy's bullshit. We will save that one for the podcast because it is podcast
Ooh,
worthy.
Cannot wait for the drama. Hit play.
Yeah, hit play. Here, talk about.
We
Monster
can't
Hunter.
dilly dally for too long tonight.
We're not
we have no
dilly dallying. We're ahead of schedule compared to usual. It's
Look at those ears.
yeah, it's like Slay the Spire, that last game meets Into the Breach. What's your opinion on this, Chris Bo?
Oh, the Monster Hunter update
Yeah, talk about day one.
looks kind of fucking cool. I really liked the hub area.
Oh yeah,
In Ice.
they're doing it. They're doing
And-
it up.
And it looks like they're trying to do something like that. They've got the canteen back, which is fucking sick. I don't know what the deal with the whole muse is. Like, okay, cool, I guess, but whatever.
That's like a throwback to like real old Monster Hunter, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
And then what they like added like little mini games too.
Mini
Right.
games, yeah.
Like they
I
have,
mean, the
like,
hub.
round things.
This feels like the rest of the game, honestly.
Yeah.
Same situation as Rise, right?
It when you see it, it feels like why wasn't this in it?
Well, like, I think the biggest tell, obviously, is that there's now a high-ranked version of the final boss. There was no final boss. There
Oh,
was only
yeah.
the low-rank final boss fight that wasn't repeatable.
Yeah. And they had to like add the high rank version and add like armor for it. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's
But the
weird.
event stuff is exciting too. Like
The event stuff is-
Arch-Tempered, who's the first one? Ray Dow. Arch-Tempered Ray Dow is going to be an event.
Yes, that's
With-
gonna be so sick.
And they're, and you know, the Arch-Tempereds will have their own gamma sets. You know, it's going to be
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Ray Dow
It's the real deal.
has become my favorite from this game. And then
I'm with you there.
what else? There was
There's a lot of stuff. Oh, here we
they're
go.
adding
Here, pause that.
Mitsune.
Can you?
And
you
then
mind?
and then they tease that Lagiacrus or whatever.
Oh,
is-
Lagiacrus,
Lagiacrus is
Laggy, Laggy. So it's so crazy. Lagiacrus is like the flagship of Try.
Right.
Fan favorite. People love Lagiacrus, but it's an underwater monster. And like there's a GU version of that fight, but like it's not the same because he can't even go in the water, right? But like there and it's still, you're not going to be able to fight him underwater like you would before, but people still love that monster. And he can act, you know, Uthduna has the area where he can go in the water, so you're probably going to fight Laggy there. It's going to be cool.
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be cool.
Gonna be sick.
It's like I was this last week or so I haven't played any wilds just because I'm like, okay, I need to like not run this
Yeah.
into the ground.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that the first title update was gonna be like enticing, and it certainly is.
Arena quests are back. Another sign that
Yes.
the game didn't ship complete because arena quests are kind of a staple. But there's gonna have like cool visual like rewards. You're gonna get flair if you prove that you can take on the arena, which is sick.
Blossom Dance. I don't know what that is.
That's just seasonal stuff. That's gonna be the first seasonal thing. You know, where the hub is gonna be all
Yeah,
cherry
cherry
blossomed out
blossoms.
and shit. And that's, you know, seasonal events are when all the events come back.
Update 2 is
all
gonna
these-
have additional monster.
And I'm excited.
One monster, one additional monster.
Well, that they always there's
So
always more
after-
than what they say.
So after next week, we're gonna be up to 30 monsters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
Well,
more than
unless there's a secret hanging out.
Well, it's possible, right? Because
Yeah.
they always do this, right? Like before this trailer, they just said like Mizu and more, right? So yeah, we'll see.
Mike Wazowski. Let's
I'm
vote
hoping
Mike
for. I think Devil Joe might be cool. I don't know. There's so many cool monsters they could add. I'd like
saw-
an invader. An invader would be sick.
I saw a thread on Twitter where someone was
You can
saying
go,
that they should
Chris Davis.
they should make a new monster that's just a combination of Devil Joe and the one I was saying I fucking hate.
Basil
With the
Goose.
bombs. Yeah, Basil
Yeah.
Goose.
Basil
And I was like,
Goose.
that would be the most disgusting, hateable monster I've ever fucking seen in my life.
And now the anti-Brad game.
Look, it's one fucking clip, okay? You guys are crazy.
Yeah, but that was the best
I
clip.
played Rhythm Tengoku before I even played that game with the fucking flat monkey.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
You know, and every Rhythm Tengoku, Rhythm Heaven game has got some bullshit ass mini game, just like the monkeys. You think I was the only one who
Oh my
thought that
God.
mini game was bullshit? That game was notorious.
But the timing is super tricky.
We're getting into Nintendo Direct stuff proper
Maybe you
here.
could try it in time to a rhythm.
What the fuck?
You know, not featured here. They had two trailers for Sony games at the Nintendo Direct.
In this game, you might do
Sony just stealthily is like, "Hey, we're gonna start putting our games on the Switch."
And what were they?
The Patapon
It was
1 and 2
a
remake.
remaster of Patapon 1 and 2 and Hot Shots Golf, or Everybody's Golf, which are both first-party Sony IP. They're just starting
Interesting.
small, so it's not like instead of like an ad campaign that makes you look stupid like Xbox, they're just like starting small. Yeah, which is maybe more strategic. This is gonna be hype, but it's not coming out till next year. I'm kind of bummed.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
These that's not weird. That weird. These games are real good though. By the way, if you've never played them, they can get difficult.
What
This
the fuck?
was
cool.
unexpected and sick.
This is cool.
What the? Wait, what?
Crispy,
What is-
you better be
what
watching
is
this.
What the fuck is this?
Wait for it.
That. What the fuck? What the fuck?
You don't know yet.
Man, they got the right Wolverine, huh? Oh, and the right Storm.
Very good
Dude,
storm.
what the shit? Is this like a fighting game? Is this it's definitely giving me fighting game vibes?
No, it's not.
No. But, you know, close.
You'll see.
Is it a beat 'em up? What is it?
You're almost as impatient as Chris Davis.
Oh fuck! What
the
the shit?
Shredder's
This looks hot.
Revenge team is making this.
And, you know, this is a sick idea, right? Because, like, there were some sick-ass Marvel beat-em-ups, obviously, from
Yep.
this era. Like, the X-Men arcade and the Avengers game was sick, too. And, you know, honestly, even on consoles, there was just a lot of beat-em-ups.
Cosmic Invasion, dude, looks pretty sick.
I will say, though, Shredder's Revenge was way overglazed. That game is kind of mid, honestly.
I
Oh,
disagree
but,
there.
But it had the look, it had the nostalgia, but it was like way too simple. All the turtles like played the exact fucking same.
But it
kid
had a
just
lot
fart?
of good post-release content. It was all
Did that
free.
kid just fart?
Dude, this Henry was popping off for this.
Really?
One of his favorite games is Metopia.
What the
Uh,
shit?
That dude loves making Miis, and he loves Metopia. He finished Metopia before he could even read, and that's an RPG. This is Metopia is kind of like a spin-off, I'd say, maybe, of this, or like sort of tangential to
Tomodachi-like?
Tomodachi. There's a Tomodachi game on the 3DS, which is sick. This is gonna be fucking good. Tomodachi Life has like text to speech, and it's hilarious. It's gonna be funny. It's like super funny.
Ah, what the fuck?
Did you want to talk?
It's like
Fuck
it's
was
like
that?
it's like if Animal Crossing was
Only a
funny.
dream?
That's what Tomodachi is.
Damn.
That-
He was popping off. What did we decide on this one? We decided this one was pretty good. Level 5's back.
Wait, is this a level 5 joint?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah, they've shown this
man.
multiple times. We've seen
This is
before.
good news, man. For you, right? You picked up
It is. There's only one level 5 project I really give a shit about right now, and this ain't it.
no. I mean, sure. Yeah, fair. I mean, this ain't your lane or anything, but that first Fantasy Life game that came out on, I think, the original DS, not even the 3DS, is forever ago.
Was it a DSI
And,
game?
and they've been working on this thing for years and years.
I'm not yucking your yum, wing it. I'm just saying it's not
Yeah.
for me.
It's not Deca Police for Nick.
It's not Decapolice. That's all I fucking care about. Oh, actually, I guess I care about the new Professor Layton too.
Yeah.
But hey,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is the first game that Level 5 is actually releasing in their modern era of never shipping games. So that one means a lot.
So, did y'all see the secret level of this?
Yeah, I did.
That was.
oh, is there a secret? There is a secret level. You mean like
Yeah.
for the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the
basically an announcement for this game.
But that
How much
one's like
money does-
horror. That one's horror, like it's fucked up. That secret level
It
is like
is-
fucked
I mean,
up.
this. I mean, but you look at this.
What the
It does
fuck?
get a little
so
fucked
stupid.
up.
It's so stupid. Why did they do this? Why did they make this? Who's making this? Why was this greenlit?
Oh, I mean, just it's Bandai Namco
This
being
is-
weird, like they
This has
they
got
like to be.
no. I'm all for it. It's got big
Needs more than a
uh
sword.
the Bomberman Act Zero energy though.
Like that
Yeah.
fucking Pac-Man secret level.
That's what
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
was based on this.
I thought that was just them fucking around with Pac-Man.
No,
No,
that
that's-
was the
that was
announcement for
this.
this project.
And
Yeah.
this is Pac-Man.
Yes, this is
Yes.
Pac-Man.
Have you not been paying attention, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh!
Do you hear the Pac-Man's talking to him?
Oh, look!
Consumed.
Well, no, I don't hear anything, actually.
Oh.
He's got a little Pac-Man with him.
Escape
He's got a weird
maze.
3D Pac-Man.
Oh, what?
True purpose.
Dude,
Fuck it.
I'm all for it.
But like, you know, if
Pac-Man.
you've seen Secret Level, spoilers.
Yeah.
Pac-Man's
Go-
getting
go
Pac-Man
look-
is not
returns
good.
treatment.
You gotta go
Pac-Man
watch
is a
that.
bad
It is
guy.
something.
Yeah,
Don't
Pac-Man's
trust
an
Pac-
all-consuming monster.
I just think it's insane that it doesn't even have the name Pac-Man in the title.
But it
Me
has
too.
Pac-Man in the title.
Okay, so I'm going to pause this real quick. So Bandai Namco for years had this
That's
weird kind of metafictional timeline thing that they've been doing, in which they link together obscure projects and make them like into a Zelda timeline of events. Like one feeds into the other, and they haven't updated in like 8 or 9 years. So everyone
It's
thought it was
bullshit,
just-
Chris Davis.
This is
they
like
just added
the-
a bunch of games to it, and this is one of them.
This is like the Jesse Pinkman, the meme where he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna,
That's-
I will look it up during the
That's
show
what
and
I
show
want to
y'all,
say,
but it
dude.
is
Hey,
nuts. It is fucking weird.
Why do you know that?
Because
Why do you know that?
it made news.
It made a very it made its way very specifically onto Chris Davis's
King
timeline.
Carey. King
It,
Carey
it
said
did
dig
because
the
an
6
Ace
feet
Combat
under.
game is on that timeline list. It is. I will
Big
show
Big
you.
Dick 6 feet under.
No,
skin.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Hush! We got real video games to talk about now.
Oh!
Oh, shut up, Chris.
I'm surprised
damn
they-
it,
I heard
Crispy.
I heard she's a witch now.
Can we
I'm
talk about
surprised-
how this still is like pretty basic? Like, what is whatever? Whatever.
Is there a little
gonna be
Fantasy
good,
Critic
though.
related upset?
Of course, it's gonna be good. It still hasn't wowed me. Sure, like it's wowed me because it's like Metroid Prime.
Planet
You think
View
they're-
Roast?
do you-
Wait,
Love
Brad,
that.
are
Do you-
you
I
the
love
guy
that.
that
Do you
was
think they're
complaining about this game's elegance and stoicism on Recent Era? Are you that guy?
Okay, that was like a Dark Souls fan or something.
It's
First
too
of all,
mindful and demure.
I will say many people agree with me this time. I was saying that about the last trailer of
There are
like,
dozens of people that agree with
this
you.
is like
What,
something.
like they're trying to make Metroid like epic sci-fi, like
No,
space
no, no,
epic
no.
shit.
No. I'm just talking about how like they still have not shown like anything all that new or unique or different. It just looks like Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
That's
Good
sort of
question.
take.
Do you,
Yeah, it
do you
looks
think
like
they're
I
gonna?
mean,
Do you think
I
they're
mean,
gonna
they showed a
show
little bit this way.
a new trailer for Metroid during the Nintendo 2 Direct, and it's gonna
Yeah, I think so. I
a version
guess.
of it way better?
Yeah, I
there
mean,
could be
obviously.
something deep. I mean, it is a Nintendo game, and Nintendo makes baby games. But
Well,
Damn.
they
There
could be saving. Well,
Point well made.
Metroid Prime was pretty challenging, especially the second one.
it was.
Vaginas.
No,
Look at that.
Nintendo
It's
with
like-
the rollout of like new
Kirby
games
game.
like this will kind of like hide major features and like kind of roll them out in later trailers. So it's possible, but the psychic abilities thing is like pretty bog standard. Like use it to open doors
That's true.
and
I
move
will.
this block over here. You know, it's
I will
don't know.
say, in support of what you're arguing, Brad, Tears of the Kingdom like didn't even show the whole fusing ability until like 2 weeks before the game came out,
Yeah.
and also didn't say anything about the underground at all. Like,
That is true. That is very true.
So I have high hopes, and like the thing is, if this is a quote unquote bog standard Metroid Prime game, which is still very unique and something we'd never get, and we haven't seen in how many years? Almost
We'll
20.
still take it. We'll still
It-
take it happily.
It's like, yeah, absolutely, we'll take it, and also, you know, It's
We are
Metroid Prime.
Metroid
There's never been a
hungry.
Metroid Prime game that has scored below a 90. And that includes like remasters and ports and
Also,
re-releases.
this new
It's just-
suit looks awesome.
Metroid Prime's always been Kingdom Come Deliverance good.
Shut the-
Where's the Zero suit?
Oh no! I mean,
Goddamn.
here's the new suit.
I mean, I like the Zero suit would be
That-
cool, but this is meant. I mean,
Whoa.
That looks pretty cool.
That looks
Looks like
cool.
some Guyver shit.
it does look sick. But shit.
Guyver. Nick,
Y'all
have you
are
ever seen Guyver?
making me angry. Did I put this in here?
I mean,
What's up,
I know it was submitted in the
Stiegel
channel.
Fire and YouTube chat? What's up?
I guess I wanted to talk about the
Everybody's
weird.
I feel like this is the only way that this game would have been made if it came out in the Switch.
Is that-
too.
Is that everybody's possessive or everybody is golf?
Well, this is Hot Shots. It's a Sony franchise. That's the
Yeah.
weird thing. That Patapon are Sony-owned first-party IP, so it is weird that it's coming to Switch, right? But it's
Crispy's
cool.
still hung up on the grammar.
You didn't answer my question.
It's possessive.
Everybody's golf.
I like Crispy's version better.
Everybody is golf.
Everybody is golf.
It's golf that's not quite par for the course.
Mysterious,
Four
man.
golfers can hit the fairway together locally.
Are there any other bangers like Metroid Prime in this direct?
No, actually, I think this is the last trailer.
Ah.
And get ready to tee off.
I mean, I linked a few things.
No, there's one other thing I want to post real quick, but I gotta find it. I'm gonna add it right now.
Oh wait.
So you're gonna have
Yeah,
to
you're missing something.
you're gonna have to refresh, bro.
I
Try
will.
refreshing now. I want to talk about this system here.
Did you? Okay, well, it's not there yet.
Refresh now.
Did you include the stuff I uploaded?
No, you didn't upload.
I did. Fuck you.
You linked.
I linked. Whatever. Fuck you.
With game cards.
This is
what
a
is this?
discussion topic.
Mario in this Nintendo Switch system.
I forgot about this.
And
Hang
the
on.
Legend of Zelda game in this one.
I mean, you also linked, like, 4 of the things you linked were there because you were just dumping shit from the direct. But did you just really want to talk about Witchbrook or something?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
The game
here's
looks
what we came
fucking
up with.
great.
Why not?
Introducing the virtual game card.
Okay, Nick. All right, we'll see.
In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
What? I don't. Someone make it. Someone
Hang on,
explain it.
shush.
They're literally explaining.
Oh, I thought it was over.
Purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title.
Pretty basic. Okay.
Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen.
Okay.
Here,
Okay.
load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
What?
They're just making it more convoluted.
Just wait for it. Just wait for it.
No, you can let people borrow your digital games. That's what's happening.
Oh. Way to bury the lead.
Yeah, but there's like 15 asterisks behind it.
Now you can play this game on the second system.
Aren't there?
Yeah, it's like only for 2 weeks, and
Just as if you had inserted a
but like, can you not just let
share
them
it
borrow?
when you are with that person in person?
No, that's not true.
Yes.
Only the first time. Oh, no. They say only the first time
Local communication with your
when you're
second
setting it
system
up.
is required, but
I mean,
only
yeah.
the first time.
Only
the
first
first
time.
Ta-da!
You can also lend out virtual game
But-
cards to your Nintendo account family group members.
So my big question for
Connect
this
to your family group member system via local wireless when you
is
want
it
to
does
load
it like
the game.
uninstall the game?
Choose the title
Because
lent
I share an account with Henry.
and who you're
I
lending
bet
it
it
to.
doesn't.
I
I
don't
bet
think
it just
does.
makes it so you can't load it. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like you don't have permission.
So I don't like that
but it's
because I
still
like
taking up the space.
They can now play
because
I
I bought
can-
a lot of digital games like before Henry could play like video games, right? But so like I had Animal Crossing, so I'm not gonna just buy him Animal Crossing again. I'm just gonna load my account on his Switch so he can play Animal Crossing. But
virtual game cards.
he has to be connected to Wi-Fi, and I can't be playing on my account when he's playing. So it's very limited to play digital games that way. So like in some ways it's like advantageous, but I don't know if it can you do it across the same account. We don't have like the family sharing thing because you have to like pay extra for the
you
thing.
have
and
to
it
have the
doesn't even
family
work.
sharing.
And it's not even that good. Refresh. I think there's more, bro. I don't know why it just ended.
Also, I do want to throw out that the 2-week timer requires network authentication. So if you want to play something, you have to connect to Wi-Fi.
But like, what happens at the end of the 2 weeks? Can you just let them borrow it again? Your digital game?
Yeah.
You just have to check in every 2 weeks.
I mean, it's a neat idea in theory.
Yes.
This looks so fucking good.
Oh, this is that.
You're an
Hogwarts
enigma,
game.
Chris Davis.
An enigma wrapped in a.
A lot of people thought this was going to be the next game from the Stardew Valley dev, and this is from the publisher of Stardew Valley. But this was announced about 5 years ago.
Oh, I know. I mean, we've seen this several times since it was announced, right?
I guess I just want to know why you're pogging.
Yeah.
Have you played Stardew Valley?
No.
Do you like Harry Potter? I mean,
Yeah.
No.
Harry Potter's fine.
It's like somebody connect the dots for the love
Harvest
of God.
Moon? You're a Harvest Moon guy?
I really enjoy Harvest Moon back in the day.
Okay.
I mean, just
What are you, Slytherin or Hufflepuff?
Ravensclaw, but that's a whole discussion.
I'm sorry, did you just say Raven's Claw?
Whatever it's called, Ravens something or other.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, it's not that, like, look, there are lots of young women that I know that would be excited to play this, but I guess I don't. I'm just kidding. I just don't understand why you're pogging so hard, Chris Davis.
I mean, it looks really fucking good. There's a bit of systems driven stuff happening here.
You can say it looks charming and nice. It looks charming and nice.
Which boy are you gonna marry? Is my question.
Ooh.
What's wrong with marrying the boy?
Nothing. He probably plays all kinds of Otome games. Is that right?
I don't.
I guess you want to talk about this one just because you drafted this, right?
I drafted it. It looks good. I wanted the points. Move on.
Well, you added this to trailer talk.
Well, yeah, because it was something to show. I was more interested in which one.
This does look pretty nice, though.
Yeah.
But like, when does this come out?
Pretty soon. I think May.
Octopath Traveler.
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely.
They did one of these
HD
last year, and it was easy points, and I get why he bid on it, but you know.
It was an 85 last year, I think. 85, 84.
I pinned this one at 81.
Wait, what was the one they did last
Enjoy
year?
your points. Dragon Quest 3. This is 1 and
that's right.
2.
Yeah.
3 is the beloved Dragon Quest game.
Yeah, but this one went quiet for a while. Like nobody knew what was happening for like a year or so, and they kind of re-announced it, and it got.
Well,
which
3
Dragon-
came out like last fall.
Which Dragon Quest has the sexy bikini armor lady?
Like
all of
them?
6 or
Oh,
7.
For real?
Yeah, pick your poison. It's.
Damn.
This is the new Trails game.
Things all here. I'd say things just got a lot more interesting. This huge national project,
Keep forgetting
even
there's,
bigger
like,
than the
mechs and
cipher
shit.
announced out of nowhere, is just one giant smokescreen for what
Man,
the
they're
world's trying to
they're.
accomplish.
I didn't think they were gonna have English already. So this is the Western announcement. These games, they come out like staggered, right? They come out in Japan first.
Yeah, like 18 months. Yeah.
But I think this is the newest one, the newest series or whatever.
But I think
What
the new push now is, you know, if you're gonna put out a JRPG, you gotta develop it for multiple markets at the same time.
Ridiculous amounts of Mira and
This one has
Deliverance
next too,
and
and the Trails in the Sky
feeling the fallout from that mess one way or another.
remake is also coming out
The legend of
globally.
heroes
I think.
beyond the horizon.
Is that gonna
They-
be
Guy's
like,
first chapter
actually good?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
This people like this series. The only problem is they say like no cap. You kind of just have to play every single one of them.
All right, it's time to start this bitch.
And the later entries can get very, very, very bloated.
And they say, and like they try to be nice about it, like, oh, this is the start of an arc. You can like maybe do it. And then like others are like, okay, they're lying to you. You kind of need to play all of them.
No, yeah, I know how anime people are. Like,
No,
I
no,
get
but what I'm saying is usually it's just the publisher lying to you about this is a great place
Yeah.
to start. Like people love this series so much and are desperate for new fans. So the fans are like split about no, you need to play everything, or no, just start here. And like the other fans are like, how you know you're lying to them, and they're like, yeah, but we want new fans, you know. But like it's such a there's not a more daunting ask in video games than like suggesting like you could like it would be easier to play all the Yakuza games to get caught up than it would to be to play all the Trails games to get
You're
caught
not
up.
wrong. You're
Speaking
fucking
of
not wrong.
Yakuza, I have one of the Yakuza recovery items right
Whoa,
here.
what the
I'm gonna
fuck?
give myself
coffee?
plus 10 MP. Here we go.
Whoa.
Mm.
It is like 9 p.m. You gonna be all right?
Just chugging that sucker.
Delicious.
Wow, you're halfway to doing another special
Oh my!
attack. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
What is
All right.
your background this evening? I can't tell what that is, Crispy.
Oh,
I know it's me.
you
but...
Alright.
shoving a corpse into the trunk of a car.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
you're
know
a
it's Chris
serial
Davis.
killer.
I recognize Chris Davis from the
Why am
bicep.
I the serial killer when Nick should naturally be the serial killer?
You're right. You're right. We should get Nick in here.
There we
God
go.
damn it! What the fuck is this AI bullshit? What is this? Did you just go fucking?
No, I just steal them from Nightshader whenever he posts them in Discord.
So Nightshader is the one going off in a
Oh,
fucking AI
Yeah.
chat.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Night
God.
Shader.
Yeah. Just every time he
Fucking-
posts a new one, I save it for the podcast.
Look, you can see I'm wearing my
Nightshader-
COVID mask.
Is an actual like
Person?
like if you know you've ever like if this person just channeled this energy towards like something positive,
Something, yeah, constructive.
like he could cure cancer, right? Like that. This is Nightshader's talent towards the most insane shit.
Pointless shit.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
okay.
I don't know.
Pretty
Alright.
fun. Pretty fun.
Are y'all ready to start?
Let me.
I am recording.
I am testing.
I am officially recording.
Me too.
I am recording.
Onji, do I look radiant in my webcam, or do you saying I look radiant in Crispy's background?
The background.
Testing again.
What?
It's almost nice.
That's not playing back through my headphones.
No, I can hear it.
Man, let me.
Test 1 2. Test.
Okay, good enough.
Okay. All right.
Hang on. Windows 11 nonsense.
We got a Jayhin in YouTube chat says Crispy FTW.
Testing. All right, now I'm ready and recording.
Thanks, man.
All right, I too am recording. Everybody recording?
Now Nightshader needs to
I am
do
recording.
like some art
I think
of Crispy actually holding a gallon of milk, and then he can use that as his background.
That was-
instead
oh
of
my
the
God.
Brad, instead of the Brad milk.
Yeah, it's Crispy holding it.
That was actually really bothering me that one time because it my brain just kept thinking like, "Come on, Crispy, put down the milk. I can't. Your arms got to be getting tired."
Put down the milk, man.
All right, roll call starts now. Brad,
Hello, put down the milk, Crispy. Put it down.
Crispy.
Hello.
What does that say? Just what?
Just busted.
Just busted. Chris Davis.
I love whatever Nightshader's coming up with these for. That's so good.
So good. Oh God damn it, Chris. Oh.
Oh, you should, Crispy. Did you look at the fucking weapon that Zero's guys posted in the Gathering Hub? What the fuck?
Oh, the finger
Yeah, that's
with
horrible.
the hand.
Ah.
Oh, I hate that the shit. Oh, it's too
Everybody quiet.
realistic. Why is it so realistic?
Everybody
Oh
quiet.
man,
All right.
can we get a conga lala with a realistic butthole now?
Oh my god. Just a,
Or we can just
a
let that
puckering
be the
hand.
intro to the show.
Fucker.
Okay, let's everybody quiet for a second. Hey, everybody, welcome to 4Player Podcast, episode 829. It's been like 2.5 weeks since we recorded. It's March 28th, 2025. It's a Friday. It's a weird day to be recording a podcast, but here we are. We're back. We're back in the recording studio, ready to talk about video games as we usually do. I do apologize for the delay getting a new episode out there, but we're here, and I'm joined by Brad. Hey, Brad, what's up?
Is that a boozy Jaritos you got over there?
It's a Cantaritos, yes, sir.
Oh. That looks like your third one, man. You doing all right over there?
Yeah.
It's
in deep
been a
tonight.
week.
Okay.
That's Chris. That's Chris Davis. You hear downing? Is that an alcoholic beverage? I don't even know. Or is
Yes,
that?
he's gone over this. It's
Oh,
the
so I
boozy Jaritos.
I don't. Okay, I must have missed that. Crispy's joining us. Hello, Crispy.
Hello, Nick.
With his fucking AI backgrounds driving me crazy. All I can see is myself when I look at Crispy's glorious face.
It's looking right into your soul.
This is a radiant photo of me.
Don't you? This Nightshader's Photoshop abilities are unmatched. Okay, I don't
Photoshop.
I know, but like I don't want you to like suggest that he hasn't like put in the work. Okay.
Well, I know he's put in the work. He's armed Crispy to the teeth with all kinds of backgrounds that he uses every week for the podcast. So
I don't even think he knows I do it because I don't think he watches or listens to the podcast.
No, all he does is watch Carlos sleep.
Yeah,
basically.
That's a thing you can do. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the show again. I apologize for the delay. It's been a couple weeks. We were going to record last night, but Brad was struck by lightning, and we didn't get to do that. So now we find ourselves on a Friday night, recording this episode going into the weekend. So
did you save everything?
How's everybody doing? I'm gonna guess not.
Well, I don't know. It is like a somewhat new fridge, and you know, I woke up in the morning, and like the shit was real cold, and it's not like it came on. Like it was. I woke up like when the power came on, but it came on like right before I was supposed to wake up. But it was out from like 7:30 to like 5, maybe 5:30.
Did you just leave everything in the fridge like closed? Like you didn't open it once?
Yeah, we weren't opening it. It stayed closed, but like the shit was real cold when I opened it. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, I drink a like a drinkable yogurt and chugged a bottle of water, and it was pretty.
I was about
cold.
to say, I was like, maybe just don't fuck with the dairy. Like if there's dairy,
but what I'm saying is
probably
no. But I want to be clear here. I woke up when the power came back on, so it's not like the power came back on and the stuff got cold again. I opened the fridge for the first time when the power came on, and this shit was real fucking cold. So
okay,
sure.
Okay, I'm just saying, like a human's guesstimation of like what is really cold is not necessarily what recommended temperature.
As human beings, we have noses that tell us when you should probably not consume something.
Drink yogurt and it's not good, like.
Hey,
some yogurt that is good isn't like.
I accidentally had an experience in the. It's probably like 6 months ago where I accidentally put spoiled milk in my cereal and I didn't realize it because I guess I couldn't smell anything at that point. Like I was just getting over a head cold or something. So I put it in my mouth. And it was the most traumatizing thing I've ever
Was it like
tasted.
curdled?
Yeah, it was bad. Like
then how did your eyes not like?
I think I was talking to my wife and I wasn't like looking at what I was pouring into the thing. It was
worse than that curdled jizz you ate.
Way worse than that, Brad. Thank you for keeping it family friendly as always. Hey, let's what's been going on? It's been 2 weeks. What are we talking about tonight? Other than curdled jizz.
More
Shotgun
fucking
band
Monster
name.
Hunter.
Curdles. I don't think there's
I
much
mean-
dairy content.
I mean,
in
it may
there.
not curdle, quote, like in the technical sense, but like, you know, it's definitely one of those things where there's probably a very limited window where you never mind. You know, this is
Limited window where it's still good to consume, Nick. Is this what you're telling me? You've had jizz that was off before. I mean, it didn't stop you. You're not gonna let it go to waste, but
He needed that protein.
What this is this something
a little off.
something a little off here.
Yesterday's was far more fresh.
damn it.
But the day
I-
before,
The
This is
viscosity
so-
is weird.
This fuck. Okay.
I mean, I get it. Different dudes, different loads, but this one especially.
It's an agricultural product, so you know there's some variety to be expected.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At
Okay.
the farmer's market the weekend before, that's what they call it, the
Yeah.
farmer's market. He tasted so many different fresh flavors.
So many farmers.
What are we
Never
talking
as an
about?
attempt.
I don't know.
I saw an opportunity where it was like a fork in the road where it was like I can go to the left, I can go to the right and keep everything like family friendly, or I can take the opportunity and go for like the really off-putting joke, and we know which road I went down. Let's see. We have a Nintendo. It's been 2 weeks, guys. So we had a Nintendo
Speaking of
Direct
cummies,
yesterday.
you've been playing Assassin's Creed.
I have. Of course. It's
go ahead.
what's crazy to think about is that I guess Mirage came out, and I guess I talked a little bit about Mirage when it came out, I suppose. But I feel like I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Valhalla, which came out in 2020, I think it was.
They broke the cycle. You finally
They did-
started releasing video games with a normal gap.
Are we
between
talking
them.
about Shadows now? Are we just going into it?
Well, what
Yes,
other
we are.
bullshit
He
you
started
wanna do?
pulling
started it.
footage.
The footage is
Oh
playing.
my
Go.
god.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're here.
I guess we're doing it. This off the cuff here, guys. Okay. Oh my god, I wasn't ready. Yeah, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, which, by the way, I've been playing so much Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I was sick the past couple days, so I'm still
Nice.
pretty early in this game.
Do you think that's going to have like a potential negative impact on your opinion of this game?
You mean my love for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 going into
Yeah,
this?
because I mean, it's one of those games that's been kind of doing that to surrounding RPGs, you know.
Well, maybe, but I mean, like we're talking about two very different styles of game.
But that didn't stop
obviously.
people from ripping into Avowed for some fucking reason.
Sure, but I think kind of the discourse around this game so far, as far as I've seen, which take that with a grain of salt, I suppose, is that most people seem to be kind of pleasantly surprised by this, and I'm talking about like people who have maybe long since written off Assassin's Creed, and I'm not saying that's entirely.
It's more that people's
warranted.
opinion of Ubisoft these days is so fucking in the toilet that when they release something even remotely decent, they're like, "Oh, I guess they're not the devil."
Sure, and I've never necessarily subscribed to that. I think they still put out good stuff. I mean, like Mario and Rabbids was a really cool, surprising, pleasant thing. I still think
Prince of Persia last year was sick.
Prince of Persia was sick. I also think that like the last Far Cry 6 was like probably the best Far Cry like of that style of Far Cry game they've ever put out.
Games that we all like, but nobody likes the idea of like praising Ubisoft because fuck them. Like
they're bad
because they're kind of
Especially
they're bad.
after this
you know, they're bad. But like, I will say this: I've probably put about 6-7 hours into this at this point, and I will get this out of the way. Like, there's still like the
thing. As a black guy.
No, okay.
I know. I know.
It wasn't. I have not.
Nick, he was a real guy.
Shut up.
We don't have to
Damn
get
it.
into that obviously because it's
You're killing
obviously
me.
stupid chud bullshit. But I will say, newsworthy. Like they're beating them in Steam reviews. That's impressive. I did not expect this game to come out on top on Steam reviews of all things. Which is impressive.
Wait, say that again. What's happening?
I'm saying like I thought this game would have no chance for like good Steam reviews just because
Oh,
of how things have been the past couple of years, but it actually I think is currently at very positive, which
yeah, it is.
again for this game specifically I thought would have been like an impossibility.
I also, for the
So,
record,
it's
decided to
impressive.
play this. I decided to play this on PC instead of PS5, so I'm playing it on Steam myself. So what I was going to say is that like the things that are like identifiable to Assassin's Creed, like there's obviously certain things everybody associates with the series, and like I'm talking not just talking about like trademark things like the fucking climbing to the viewpoints and getting the vistas and stuff, but like also like kind of the AI is a little wonky, right? And they play really fast and loose with like stealth mechanics and stuff where you're like, I should totally be visible right now, but this dude's looking right at me and he can't see me, like shit like that, which I think is pretty par for the course with honestly most stealth games. I feel like really, really good stealth games out there are the ones that like kind of subvert those expectations. So this is definitely has kind of all the same like minor issues that most of the games in the series have had, but they've made a lot of like really cool improvements. Like I would say like fluidly, like you want to talk about just like fluid gameplay and kind of like seamlessness between styles of gameplay, between doing one type of activity and then switching gears and doing another. Like it's way smoother in this game than I feel like it's ever been. And I am saying that as someone who I can't honestly remember much about my time with Valhalla, even though I spent 80 hours in that game. But that was like 5 years
Literally,
ago.
no one remembers it because no one enjoyed their 80 hours.
That's actually not true. Like Valhalla was in and of itself like for people who were fans of Assassin's Creed, people enjoyed that game. It's and
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I meant no one's ever finished that game.
Right.
It is literally there's still zero completion.
That game is too big for like I think the problem with Valhalla is that it's too big and the hype for like the setting and the time period was not nearly hype enough to like justify the amount of content in the game.
It was
here.
I was over the Viking shit way before y'all were.
I know
way
you
before
were.
It was cool to be over it.
You're a fucking hipster when it comes to Viking or being over.
When it comes to being over stuff.
But like feudal Japan, obviously is a backdrop they have been like people have been dying for in the series for ages, and now they finally do it after Ghost of Tsushima is a thing, right? So like,
like 10 years after they were done asking for it, it's so far beyond cool now. Like it was cool 10 years ago. It is like
I mean, here's the thing.
Now.
We're talking about this is gonna sound incendiary a little bit, I guess. I'm not trying to be, but like we're talking about quote unquote like gamer culture here. Feudal Japan never goes out of style, right?
Nick's got a fucking point there.
Like there will never be a shortage of gamers who want to play a game set in feudal Japan.
They're the little black dress of the the gaming culture. There's always
that.
So with that in mind, it fucking works. Like they have like this game feels really nice. The character movement feels really good. I mean, it's still got kind of like that sticky element to it because that's how they're like that's kind of their free climbing and parkour system works, right? You kind of stick to things.
Their stinky signature, yeah.
And that thing, but but it still works. And when it's coupled with like really nice smooth animations and like you don't get like stuck, like you never feel like you're hitting a wall. Like when you're like moving through an environment or climbing up things or down things, especially getting down off of roofs in this game feels really fucking nice because she's a fucking shinobi. So like you go out to like walk off a roof and she does this like really cool like flip and like lands like really quietly on her feet, and then you're immediately like crouched and you're moving quickly. So like it feels really snappy, it feels really nice, and you can go prone. And I don't think you've ever been able to go prone ever in an Assassin's Creed game. I could be wrong about that, but I think this is the first time. So like
I can't remember.
All of that feels really, really nice. And they've coupled it with, with like more, I think, fine-tuned like stealth mechanics and stuff, and like being able to like choking out enemies in this game feels almost as cool as like killing people, like the way you sneak up behind enemies, and
But
like,
nothing feels as good as killing to you, right?
Nothing matches
You sick fuck.
blood.
Your blood
you know
slides.
what I mean, though. You know what I mean. I'm talking about just pure game feel, but
Yeah,
Just feeling the life
game.
just
phase
knowing that
and
their
your-
family will never see them again is the.
I live for that shit.
But like one thing I will remind you here, like this is what they are claiming to be like the last of the like RPGs of the RPGs series
until
like,
this one sells like fucking 20 million copies or whatever the fuck these sell these days, right? Like wasn't Valhalla like their best selling Assassin's Creed game?
All we know at this point is that they had this and Hex, which is like
Now, that one sounds kind of neat.
That one sounds pretty awesome, and it's supposed to be totally different. It's not an RPG kind of thing, so I'm very excited to see what that's like. But this is like the last of the Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla type games, and all of those things which I typically have had issues with in the past. Or I guess I've had diminishing returns on is the better way to put it, because I loved Origins, I really liked Odyssey, and I was just kind of starting to get tired of it in Valhalla. Like they've kind of smoothed out some of those edges here, and like I think a lot of it has to do with the loot system and the inventory system, and like the fashion stuff you can do in this game is just really fucking cool. And I think all that comes together really, really nicely. But like I haven't really had enough time to like really dig into like the RPG systems and stuff, and like the they have all the different skill trees and stuff, so you can like focus on different things with your skill points. But like, and I haven't researched this, but like one of the things I thought was really interesting is like when you pick up, like if you knock somebody out or kill somebody, you can like pick up their body, right? Like you would in a stealth game and try and hide the body.
Yeah.
But when you, at least when you start out, or maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's because I'm playing as Naue right now, but like she moves super slow when she's like carrying a body like over her shoulders. So like you have to like every time I do it, I'm like fuck, like someone's gonna see me, and it's a really neat thing. And I'm wondering
Like
if like
Fumito Ueda over here.
I'm like
a girl
wondering if you
couldn't
can
hang on to the Colossus like a boy could.
Okay, well, I'm just like really walking into these walls. I apologize. She is small, okay, and like dead weight is dead weight, right? I'm wondering if you can put like points to like make like you can focus like building your strength to make so you can like move faster while you're carrying bodies. I'm not sure if you can do that. But there's so many different skill trees and stuff that you can put points into. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
How
to
are
see
the characters
that in there?
I feel like with like Origins and Odyssey, they had like really good characters, and I don't know about Valhalla because the only thing anyone's ever said out loud about it is that it's too long. But does this game have like good side quests? Like there was a time where these games were kind of becoming like Witcher-esque with like quality side quests and good characters. Does that stuff kind of hold up?
That's the kind of thing I don't know if I'm far enough to really truly gauge yet. What I will say is this, because they've kind of continued to build upon this thing that they introduced in Odyssey, which was like I talked about this a lot when I played that, the cult thing where you're like hunting down all these cult members all over the world. But now it is kind of like they've moved that into the forefront, and now that is like the main story mission. So you're trying to track down this group that was responsible for killing your father, kind of thing. So it's like this circle of things, and there are all these people scattered all over the world, and your main quest is to like just go out there and research and try and figure out where you can find all these people and take them out one by one. And I'm on the first one right now, and I'm almost to the end of it, like doing the first main assassination. But like the stuff you have to go through to like figure out how to track down these targets and figure out how to gain access to them. I'm not gonna I know it seems blasphemous to like say to call like to bring up Hitman when talking about this.
In another timeline, Assassin's Creed just would have been Hitman games and all these cool settings, but that's just not what they do.
But what I'm trying to say is, and it like there's like the first thing I did to like track down this thing ended up being this like thing where I'm running all over this place trying to get these things so I can like arrange to have this like special tea ceremony with this guy, and he's going to connect me with this other person that's going to eventually trickle down to where I can get private time with this target.
It's all scripted though, right?
I mean, it's scripted, but in the midst of those scripted things, they're introducing little things that make me feel like it's having branching pathways and stuff. Like you eventually end up in this scenario where you're like in this tea ceremony and there's other guests there, and you know that the person that you're looking for is one of these 3 people, but you don't know who it is because when you first saw them at the beginning of the game, they're all wearing masks. So like you're trying to figure out which one of them that is, and you have to like talk to them and pick up on clues, and then it gets you to a point where you have to kind of like make a decision, and you have to say, I think it's this person.
It's Dishonored's Lady Boyle.
I mean, yeah, like just more Dishonored. I mean, it sounds
Maybe,
neat,
yeah.
right? But like you're never truly gonna make a cool assassination game until you start with systems, which is what Hitman does, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I again,
I mean, some people
early...
don't like that. Obviously, you're kind of one of them, right? So.
I mean, I like Dishonored way more than I like Hitman, but I do recognize
this is more Dishonored. What you're describing sounds more Dishonored than Hitman.
Right.
Hitman is like systems first. We're gonna build a setting around that, you know.
Right, and I'm not saying it's as that. You're right. It's probably closer to Dishonored, which I think is a compliment. I think it's great, but it also just feels more like what Assassin's Creed probably has always aspired to be than it has been. And
the first one was probably the most. Like
probably.
That, right?
They've tried so many different like things with this series as far as like trying to like frame like the central narrative and like the targets and how you get to your target, whatever. And I've actually heard a lot of people say like Assassin's Creed Unity is maybe one of the best for that kind of thing. So like it's cool to see them experimenting here. Yeah, that's the one.
French
Yeah.
Revolution?
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy, and it was broken at launch, so I didn't actually. That's like the one that I haven't played, but I actually picked it up on a sale recently because a friend of mine was telling me that he fucking loves that game and it's his favorite in the series, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I might go back and try that someday.
If you're wanting, like,
I've always wanted to.
If you're looking for a good gameplay experience, like it's an improvement on AC3, but like at the same time, like that story is a fucking insult.
I don't.
It is.
I mean, that's
atrociously bad.
I don't know.
No, I'm not even talking about like the future stuff. It's literally the game just basically says "fuck you" at the end. It rolls credits.
Okay,
I mean, I think the real problem with this series is that they started to care too much about the story and less about.
But the story's always been a thing. Like
yeah, and
it's not
the stories.
It's not like Hitman, where like the story in Hitman is just like
useless. Nothing.
It's like go kill Penn and Teller. Like what? Like okay,
yeah.
I mean, that
go kill the Pope.
Killing Penn and Teller at a magic show.
I mean, that's
a magic
cool
show.
As fuck, but like,
think about how many
why you're doing it? Like
that would be so cool.
But like the one thing that
sitting in the crowd.
Oh, you get to come up on stage.
Oh man!
But look. They have been getting. They say what you will. They've obviously pivoted about with the whole like how they're handling or downplaying like the future aspect of it, which I've always been disappointed by. But since they started doing that, I will acknowledge that the storylines in the actual timelines that they take place in have been getting better and better. With maybe I can't speak to Valhalla because it was just overwhelming. But like Origins, Odyssey, fantastic.
But wasn't it like AC2 peak? Didn't they peak it too?
Well, I think
like Brotherhood and
the Ezio trilogy, fantastic. But like
come on.
Yeah.
That guy came from this series. Like
I forgot the fucking one of the craziest things about this game that I didn't even know existed.
Soul Calibur.
I forgot to mention this.
Yeah.
Because again, this is one of those things where I haven't spent nearly enough time with it yet, so I'll talk more about it on a future show probably. But like, I didn't realize there's a whole like base building aspect of this. Like, you have a kind of like a home base thing, and as you're going around the world, you're collecting things that you take back to your base, and you're like building structures and getting people to come back to your base, and it's getting bigger and more populated, and the people that come back to your base do things for you.
Did that
Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 does that.
They're doing like
an
homestead
evolution of that.
The homestead.
But they've been getting kind of farther and farther away from those things, especially since it starting this like kind of like RPG series of games. And Brotherhood had something like that. 2 had something like that.
Didn't Valhalla
3
have a
with
whole
the
focus
homestead.
On that?
This is one of those things. Like they tried these like side kind of systems and stuff that are largely experimental with each game, and some of them are hit, some of them are misses. I don't know, but this one, I don't know. It seems more well thought out so far, and a lot of potential. And like you can send scouts out, which I think was a Brotherhood thing, right? You could send like
Yes.
like as you're recruiting people, you can send them out, and you can actually tell them to scout areas to like find things for you that you can then go out and find in the world, or you can call in scouts to, like, if you find like this, like a really big cache of materials that you can't carry back to the hideout yourself, you can like call them in to, like, you can mark it so that they'll come in and pick it up for you and take it back to the hideout and stuff. So that stuff's pretty cool.
Nothing has ever been as cool as the button in Brotherhood that just like made assassins jump out of hay bales and shit to like,
that was
kill people
sick.
for you. I miss that so fucking much. That was so
such
cool.
a good idea.
And I am so early in the story too that I have not even gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, where does this intersect with like the Assassin Brotherhood thing? Like I'm not even quite there yet. I know it's coming. And I have only played as Sasuke once, and that was kind of in the opening. Is it Yasuke? Is that what did I say?
Yeah.
You said Sasuke.
Okay, Yasuke.
This ain't Naruto,
Sasuke's from Naruto.
I have not played as him except for the very beginning of the game, and his story seems really intriguing. So, and he's obviously more of a tank, so I don't really know how that's going to work out once I actually start. But I think Naue is more of like, you're probably going to play as her way more than you play as him. So I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Pleasantly surprised. But you know, I am playing. It's one of those things where like I'm still kind of deeply in love with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so I'm gonna be kind of like bouncing back and forth between these two games for probably a year.
Speaking of deeply in love, did you make out with your beau yet?
In Kingdom Come.
Who are you romancing in that?
So
there's one person to romance, you fucko.
Oh, you mean Hans?
I mean, it's not spoilers at this point. Everybody knows, right? It's not spoilers at this point. Everybody knows.
I don't know.
I have not really been especially. Is that the only romance option?
No.
More.
The only one that matters.
I'm having like lots of sex.
I mean, yeah, it is.
I bet Henry and Hans
I'm talking
go
about
out
love,
and fuck ladies together all the time. But when they make love, it's to each other.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm having sex.
The only love that Nick is going for in a video game is physically related. So
love of the dice,
soulmate. Yeah, love of the dice.
Look, dude,
love of the ponies.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the game that's gonna have that's gonna have to be beaten for me for Game of the Year. Holy shit, I love that game so much, and I've had so many.
How much have you played? It still doesn't seem like. It's funny that like
I'm in this. I'm in the.
Nick finally clicks with a fantasy game that removed all the fantasy out of the fantasy game.
Yeah,
that's
but like
I'm just gonna find some way to like undercut my love of a game.
Historical like knights and shit is fucking sick. Like knights in and of themselves are cool.
I've played about 65 hours of that game, or something. I'm in the second half, or second map or whatever, where it's gotten even bigger. And man, that game is it's so fucking good. And I've hit so many story moments where I'm like, oh my god, nobody told me that not only is the game like this is such a really great like systems driven game, but like the story is just fucking constantly popping off. And I'm talking like some of the best side quests I've ever played. Like, fuck, man, that game is the real deal. And it is probably going up there. It's like up there with like
Suikoden 2 of Western RPGs, where everyone's gonna say like, dude, skip the first one, even though it's like the story is like directly connected and probably makes the story of the second one even better. But everyone says just play
like,
number
if you
2.
want to start with 2, like
probably. I mean, it happens a lot in video games, so probably yes.
That's great. I mean,
man,
hey, I'm happy for you, Nick. Like,
I made a decision in the story that I was like genuinely like my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, that's my decision. I have to live with it now. But it was such a cool fucking moment, and I was like, oh, it was like when I play like Mass Effect and shit, right? I'm almost always like a basic bitch goody two shoes like Paragon player. Like that's how I am in like every game. And this is the first game that I can remember where they presented me with a moment where it's like I can do the thing I would do 95% of the time, or I can give in to temptation and do something fucking just evil. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it. I want to do this too much.
Have you at
I'm
least
gonna regret
started
it.
stealing?
Got that dark urge going?
And I haven't even really been stealing much. But like I did a thing where I was just like, and I did like a really dark thing, and I was like, and like the impact it's having on my character is like being felt in the story, and I'm just like,
That's sick.
this is so good. This is just so fucking good.
But I just want you to know what
It's
you're
really brought out the
feeling-
worst in you, Nick.
What you're feeling right now for this game is what people who actually like Japanese games felt about like Metaphor Refantasio. I just want you to know that.
You say, but like, okay, that's fine. But like, you
I
say,
just
like,
want you to know.
you're saying
I just
that,
want you to know. The feeling you're feeling, you'll never have for that.
so
Which
I
is
still
how-
love that game.
You love Metaphor
Are we
Refantasio.
Are we gonna
Love.
have this conversation again?
You hit
leave the
credits.
boy
I believe
alone.
you. Love.
I put it on my top 10, bro. I had to like,
How many times I gotta tell you that line is almost an insult when it comes out of your mouth?
but only
I
to
put
you.
it on my top 10. I
Only
hit
to
credits.
you.
No,
motherfucker.
man. I think people know what I'm getting at here. That you're like, let me profess my love for this thing by saying I put it on my top 10. I finished it, dog. You know what I'm saying. It's like you would never like I put Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on my top 10. Think about that line. You would never say that line to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right?
Sure, I would.
Say I put The Last of Us on my top 10. Say it like that. Say I put The Last of Us on my top 10.
I'm not.
Come on.
Well, when you use that kind of,
You mean exactly the way you say that?
fuck
No.
off.
Say it. Say it. Nick, say it.
Jesus Christ.
I put Red Dead Redemption 2 on my top 10. I hit credits. Say it. It feels gross. It feels gross.
Well, when you say it like that, it makes me feel gross.
It's the way you
So-
say it. You pull it out of your pocket every time and deliver it that way.
Because you force me to.
No,
God damn it.
I'm just saying. This is just
You
two
accuse
people
me.
over here. We've been talking about video games for a very, very long time, Nick. You cannot accuse me of like literally just making this up. I am sensing something here.
You make me feel like I should just start omitting. Like I should make a top 10 and then chop off the last two games, like the top, like the 9 and 10. I should just get
You
rid
mean
of.
make them use different restrooms? Yeah, maybe.
What?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
What the fuck?
What the actual fuck?
Nick is the one with these beliefs. Okay. Moving on.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Fuck you.
All right.
I
I
don't know.
don't know anymore.
I don't know.
We used to be
Monster
family
Hunter.
friendly,
We're
you
talking
know?
about Monster Hunter.
I guess
Brad
we're talking
crossed
about
the
Monster.
line.
I
Monster
thought so.
Hunter. What about
Not
Monster
the
Hunter?
Monster Hunter you
Crispy's
think.
awake.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. Yeah, I
How
didn't
is
want to
it-
burn out on
how-
Monster Hunter Wilds before title update 1.
How
So
do
what am I going to
you-
do?
How do you hunt monsters without becoming one yourself?
That's a good question.
Man,
never
I
know.
want to talk about this because, man, Monster Hunter used to be different. And I know this. I've been playing Monster Hunter for a long time. Since the PSP, since the demo of Monster Hunter
What
on
happened?
PlayStation, official PlayStation Magazine demo disc. You know, it's been a long time.
Man, they really downgraded the graphics on this.
Yeah,
It's actually
they made it.
quite-
What
They
is
made
this
it
loading
shitty on purpose.
No,
Nick.
Wait a second.
this is the game running on a Steam Deck. Don't you know that?
What is the?
Well, so
What-
I want to be clear
Oh.
here. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is a like port of a 3DS game. This is like the 3DS.
What is that loading screen? Why does it look like Patapon? Like to
That's what it used to look like.
Yeah, that's just it cuts to the map. It shows you the area you're going in with the numbers.
It used to be.
Yeah, that's
cheery,
just old
colorful
Monster Hunter.
games.
So obviously, I'm like, well, I have a Switch here, and when I'm traveling or at work or something, I can't play Monster Hunter Wilds. What can I play? And I'm like, oh, well, I could just play this one. So I've never played through Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and I say that, and that's an understatement. Playing through, there's so much content in this game. It would take like far longer than it would to playing through like a modern Monster Hunter game, honestly, because this is kind of like the Smash Ultimate or something of Monster Hunter. Like all of the monsters are fucking in here, kind of. Not all of them, but you know,
There's
it's
like
got a lot.
9 different kinds of fucking Rathlos.
Yeah, it's wild. It's all here, right? And this is kind of like their spin-off series, I guess, if you will. It's not like mainline, right? This is
for the pros. This is
No, it's not even about that. It's just
Nick,
it's the first one where they got a little wild, which is not
this
even-
one's for the boys, Nick.
Technically there's always been like a portable series and like a mainline series, and this is kind of like, I guess, maybe an entry in the quote unquote portable Monster Hunter series, even though the mainline series
from the
became
Rise
portable.
team, according to Papa Shot.
This is the Rise team, okay.
According to Papa
And
Shot
Rise
in chat.
kind of had like Generations Ultimate energy. A lot of the like special abilities, like your wire bug, like skills, like straight up came from the various like special abilities and stances from Generations Ultimate. Like this is the one where they got really wild. Like when you pick a weapon, where you don't just pick a weapon, you pick like a fight, like a style for that weapon, which can like dramatically change the way you play that weapon. And then you just have like supers, like you're charging up like super meters to like do these like special abilities, and you like unlock all these different ones for different weapons, and you have like a whole like one person who plays like the great sword could be having a very different time than someone else. Like right now I'm playing Valor Greatsword, which is incredibly sick. You have it's all about this special sheath animation where you see me glowing blue. That's me sheathing my weapon. And at any point where I'm sheathing the greatsword, and you also got to understand that like
sheath your weapon.
old greatsword does a lot of like crit draw stuff. Like it's all about like that attack that you're doing like out of sheath. And kind of like the ways you can like buff that up and stuff. But the special sheath, if you get attacked at any point during this sheath, like you do like an auto dodge and it sheaths your weapon, right? But like out of that sheathing animation, you can do like charge attacks. You could do like special abilities out of doing that. But if you get attacked during it, you'll like auto sheath, your bar fills up a little bit if you do one of those attacks. And once you fill that bar, at least with Valor Greatsword, you enter like this Valor state, like this Valor mode, or like a super powered state where it's like you can move unlike you can in any Monster Hunter game with a greatsword. You're like dash, 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 dash. You're zipping all around, and it like changes the way your greatsword works, and your unsheathing attack out of when you're in Valor mode is like this insane, like you like fucking fly forward and like do like this insane wind up to like a really powerful like charge attack. Just really cool shit. And on top of that, like hitting the enemy hard and well is what charges up these like other like superpowers, like these your meters, these meters to do your like these powerful abilities. And like the one on this that I have equipped is called Lion's Maw, and when you do it, like your whole face turns like a dark shadow and your eyes are glowing red, and your next attack is going to be like 3 times damage, right? So it's all about like building up this Valor bar to get into like this Valor mode to where you have this really powerful like unsheathing charged attack, but doing it when you've hit them with Lion's Maw so that your next attack is like 3 times damage. And then it's all about just unleashing one amazingly strong hit. And if you can get off a few of those in a hunt, you're probably done. But it's cool. And like that's like a completely different way of playing greatsword versus like some of these other modes. Like it's just cool. It's just cool. They give you a lot of cool tools, but it is still old Monster Hunter, which means there's no damage numbers. You know, you have like everything you bring with you is like all you have really. And if
how are you supposed to get satisfaction?
If you run out of like mega potions, you better go like find some honey or something, dog, because there's no like restocking at camp. You know, it's a lot more considered back then, right? Because you know, shit was hard, right? If you're in the desert and you run out of cool drinks, you're
This was
just
before
gonna be
Monster Hunter was mainstream, or at least in the West,
yeah,
right?
well, worldwide mainstream, yeah, sure.
Well, people overseas, like people playing this in
Well,
Japan, were like fucking hardcore about it.
Generations Ultimate, like for Switch, like the port G rank version plus port, whatever that came out for the Switch, did come out after World. Actually, World came out before this, but like the original game Generations was a Japanese only release, and only came out for 3DS over there.
Right.
That version, like the regular base game, never came out in the West. Just the Switch version, which did come out after World, but it was like very shortly after World. And a lot of people like maybe picked this up and was like, "Whoa, this is different," because it's old Monster Hunter. So there's no damage numbers. There's no like restocking all your items and camps. So you really had to think about it, right? Like this is back when you drank a health potion and then afterwards you flexed. There was a flex animation. All this to say,
why'd they get rid of that in current games?
Because it's a different like design philosophy, right? Like the whole point was to there was a very long recovery to healing, meaning it created this tension, right? You have to find a window, and the only way you're going to find a window is if you really understand how a monster works, or when you have to really understand that you have an opening. And sure enough, it reached those moments of like, okay, you're drinking, I'm gonna make it, and like the monster's like turns and then it sees you and starts charging you down, and it's like, can I get this potion, do the stupid flex animation, and then dive out of the way, roll out of the way in time to not get hit. And a lot of times, yes, you just get hit because it's old Monster Hunter, you know. But like even the monster animations were very like, it was very deliberate, like the way the monster turned was very like, I'm gonna turn this way and then this way, and then I've like turned all the way around, and like
they're operating on tank controls.
Well, it's not so much that it's just it's a lot more. The animation design was a lot simpler and considered, and all that is still true, but it's just monsters are way more like mobile and fluid and all over the fucking place. And here, since like you're a hammer and it's all about like landing that headshot, you're charging up your hammer shot while the monster is like facing 90 degrees away from you, because you know when you let go and you swing it down, that'll be when the monster like turns its head towards you, and that head will be right in front of your hammer. And like, because the monster movements were so deliberate back then,
it was
that's how you hit the monster. Because now you just through focus mode, it doesn't matter, because even a true charge slash, you could aim in any direction 180 degrees, right? Back in the day, weapons, you couldn't just change the direction, you would just fucking miss. So it was understanding and studying these deliberate monster animations and attacks. That's how you hit the monster. And it was a hunting game. You had to prepare and be prepared and go in and understand the monster, right? The first hunt is going to be very different than like the 50th hunt versus that monster. And by the way, you couldn't just like make a weapon like by killing a monster once, right? You'd have to kill it like maybe like 3 or 4 times before you can make that weapon or a few pieces of that armor. Like it was a lot harder to get monster pieces back then because they expected you to fight monsters a lot. It's so different than like, say, the low rank story of Wilds. It's crazy, but I do kind of miss this. I miss aspects of old school Monster Hunter, and you know,
that's why you're playing this now.
Well, really, it's because it's the Monster Hunter game I haven't played that I have on my Switch. You know, that's why I'm playing it. But like, absolutely, I think if you truly enjoy Monster Hunter, even if you haven't played an old school Monster Hunter, there's a lot to love here, right? Because Generations Ultimate is the crazy one. It is the one with like all the crazy styles and like abilities. This is where Blast Dash came from. If you could get a sense of like look at the way I can dodge with my greatsword here is insanity. But like, I still can't like redirect an attack mid attack. You know, I'm still committed to hitting my swing, so I still miss a lot. But, you know, when I'm all powered up and charged up, you just have a lot of fucking controls, man. And what's cool about Generations Ultimate is like, it is like a Smash Brothers Ultimate kind of thing. Like you're gonna encounter like so many monsters that have been in the series throughout the series, and you get into like variants and stuff, and shit gets really hard. Another aspect of old school Monster Hunter though is these were multiplayer games. Like Monster Hunter was born multiplayer, and when we talk about like the village quests, like so back then they call them like village quests and like the hub quests, right? There's now it's kind of like, oh well, there's low rank and then there's high rank and stuff, and then post game. But before it was village quest and it was hub quest. And village quests you can kind of do single player, but once you get into hub, those were monsters that were tuned for multiplayer. Like they didn't have hit points pools for monsters based on the fact that you were by yourself. Like if you're trying to solo the hub quests, which is where the meat of the game is, they're gonna be long fucking hunts, and your hunter better be up to snuff in like really good fucking gear, and you better really know that hunt, or it's going to be a long fucking hunt, because they're designed to be played with 4 hunters, right? Or
Which
at
you are
least
not playing.
at least more than one, right?
Or are you playing with?
Well, so
other
I'm still
people?
going through the village. The thing about Monster Hunter Generations is there's so many quests. Luckily, there was an app that existed back then, and it still exists. You can still get it, where you can kind of like use it to like track all your quests. It actually has like everything in that fucking app. It's kind of an amazing app. But one of the things is to unlock the next like tier of rank, like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, you have to do certain key quests to spawn the urgent quest, which actually promotes you to the next tier. This game has so many quests, and they don't tell you what the key quests are. I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of like the traditional hunts, but there's like a ton of like gathering quests. There's a ton of like monster slaying quests where you're like just killing like the small monsters. Which, by the way, another thing that's kind of been lost in modern Monster Hunter is small monsters are just, they're like nothing. It doesn't matter, right? They don't actually like fuck you up. But like in old Monster Hunter, a bullfanga would like ruin your fucking life, dude. You'd be having like a really tough hunt, and like you're sharpening, you're healing, you're just like, I got to get back in there, and a fucking bullfanga would come out of nowhere and just knock your fucking ass into the ground or off a cliff into the next screen and just ruin your fucking life. They were a pain in the ass back then. So there's stuff like skills in Monster Hunter Wilds of like, oh, make it to where small monsters pay attention to you less. Like those skills come from like back when that stuff actually matters. Same with like the gathering stuff, right? Back then, I mean, not so much Generation
But that's
Ultimate.
all stuff that was done in the interest of increasing mass appeal, I would imagine.
Well, it was quality of life. I don't know if they necessarily expected Monster Hunter to blow up as much as it did when World came out, but yeah, I mean they've always been streamlining things, and even Generations Ultimate is a lot more streamlined than like Monster Hunter games before that, right? Like you play as the Palicos in this. You can play as a Palico. They have weapons. But like the main reason you use them is because, also old Monster Hunter thing, if you want to go into a map and mine at a mining point, or catch butterflies, or gather like those, like your bug net, your pickaxe, that's a resource
They're all
that
single
breaks.
use, yeah.
You have to
Your
bring a certain
barbecue
amount,
grill,
like how
everything.
sharpening, you have to bring a certain amount of whetstones. It's a
And then
depletable
don't
resource,
they have
sharpening your
different
weapon.
Don't they
Yeah.
have different quality pickaxes too?
Yes,
So
they
it's
do.
like you have to get a better pickaxe to be able to
It's
mine
like
this
the last
code.
think the last Animal Crossing game, right? Where you have the wooden weapons, and you could
Yeah.
chop down 3 trees before your axe breaks or whatever, right? It was like that back then. But the thing is, you could play as the Palico, and they have unlimited gathering stuff. So if you really want to go on a gathering quest, you just pick a Palico and gather all the shit you want. And like that's a huge quality of life over like older Monster Hunters. And even the Palicos in this game are really powerful as like companions. They're not like the Palico from Wilds, but you do bring a couple of them, and they are like healing you and like knocking you out of stuns and stuff. So like this is still more like user friendly than say like playing like Try or like a fucking PSP Monster Hunter game. So like it's still very playable. You just kind of, there's an adjustment period, but like you're getting like such good things out of that as well, because this is back when it still kind of felt like a hunting game, right? With that said, I've been talking to Crispy. I want to see the stuff in this game, but I can't solo the hub stuff, right? I'm not good enough at this game, and and those
I
hunts
see
would
where
take
this is going.
those hunts would take too long. So I'm committed. And
This
I'm
is
not
a
talking
recruitment
about
mission.
I'm not talking about dabbling in some like post game, like oh, come help me kill like Rajang so I can get some pants crispy. No, like I want to play
Pants.
through this. I want to play through this game, and it's many dozens of hours probably to get through all the content in this game. And I'm gonna have to do it multiplayer. And I asked Crispy if he's willing to come along. I am committed to actually like regularly be playing a multiplayer game, which is something I never do. But like, there's so much cool shit in this game, and I want to see it all. And I need a homie. So, and I'm willing to do like regular streams of this too, if he's willing to play. Do you have Nintendo Online Pass and all that shit?
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
I'm ready to
Let's do
go.
it.
I just need to. I already did. I downloaded the game and did like a couple 1-star quests. So obviously I have a ways to go to gear up and get
Yeah.
ready for it. But
For sure.
I accept your challenge. I'm ready to go on this epic journey.
There it is. The magic is happening. Look at this.
Also, just a final say, there's like a ton of free DLC and event quests for this game, and like they were on their shit back then. There is so much cool crossover stuff for this game. Like you can get like Samus's armor, Zero Suit Samus's armor, and like their weapons. Like the fucking blaster is like a fucking heavy bow gun, you know. You can get like the Link's costume from like I think it's like Skyward Sword or whatever, and like the sword and shield, it has a sword and shield that's just, you know, the fucking master sword and the shield, and they also have like a bow that is just Link's bow. Like there's a ton of crossover stuff, especially for the Palicos. This shit looks so fucking cool. And all that you just can just download it. You could just download it to your Switch and they're all just there.
Was this
So
the game
sick.
that had the lance that was the Ace Attorney one, where it's like the shield was the objection and the lance was like his finger?
There's so much good
That's
crossover
badass.
DLC. And it was never this good. There was some cool stuff in like World and Rise, but it was never this cool. Maybe it's just because the Nintendo stuff hits different, but even the Capcom stuff was better back then. So and they did announce for Wilds, Capcom crossover DLC is coming this summer. I hope that shit is good. And I hope there's some good Okami stuff. For real.
That would make a lot of sense, especially if they're trying to
Okami sequel
to build some Okami.
But I mean, you can't skin a fucking. You could skin a Palamute as Amaterasu. You can't skin a fucking Chocobo. Although there has been good Final Fantasy crossover with Monster Hunter in the past. Like they're probably gonna do Chocobo skins, right?
Maybe they'll introduce Palamutes back into the game.
That would be
giant
sick. Maybe like in
Tonberry.
G rank. Maybe.
That'd be cool.
Also, I'm ready for like the next, the follow up to Generations Ultimate and Rise, where like they get crazy. I really love both versions of Monster Hunter. I kind of wish they kept this one as the crazy one and they scaled back more for like the main like Wilds, but Wilds is a little, I don't know. I'm ready for it to get hard. It's gonna get hard.
He's ready for it to get hard.
I'm ready for title update 1. I don't know if like
here.
Mizutsune is gonna like, back people into the corner that much. It's just Mizu, but Arc Tempered Ray Dow, I'm excited. I think that's gonna like fuck people up.
Disintegrate.
It better. And I really hope they're like right now in the process of really over tuning Zoshia, the final boss. I want the high rank version of that monster to also like scare the shit out of people. Cause I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm excited.
It should.
And there's just cool monsters. Like I thought like Tetsukabra is like a frog type. He's in here. I fought the last hunt I did was I forget his name, like Melphis. It's an owl. It's a fucking giant owl, and it was super cool. Super cool owl who has a confusion attack, which hasn't been in Monster Hunter in a very long time, which reverses your controls. And let me tell you, when you're trying to charge a greatsword, and you're just right in front of the owl, and you're doing it in the opposite direction, it hurts your heart. Because
that sounds
you got confused.
Fucking awful, but it's cool.
It's cool. Very cool.
All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break here in a second. And when we come back, Chris Davis has been playing a lot of Dragon's Dogma 2. I've been noticing that. So we'll
Weird.
check in with
Okay,
him on
but
that.
cool.
I mean, it is Chris Davis we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But hey, better late than never. And we'll talk about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. And I think we got some Fantasy Critic stuff to talk about. So still plenty to talk about. So if you're listening at home or watching us live on twitch.tv/4Player Podcast, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Podcast number?
829. Be right back.
Okay.
Let's do it, Crispy. Are you good for what is today? Man, today's already Friday.
It's
Shit.
Friday. I can't do Sunday night.
Maybe I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if you're ready for Hub Quest. Nah, you're ready.
I'm not. Well, I mean,
You're
I
ready. We'll just
I gotta charge my shit.
Yeah,
Actually,
charge
hang
your
on.
shit.
Let me go plug my Switch in so that I can actually play later.
And use that app. You'll get through the low rank pretty quickly. Well, you know. The hunts don't take 3 minutes, but you know. Y'all got to hear about this shit. So y'all are just, you too, Chris Davis, just barely paying attention to Fantasy Critic. Son of a bitch.
Right now, yeah.
So y'all don't really understand what Crispy did, do y'all? We'll save it for the podcast, but it's some
We'll talk about
devious ass shit.
I need to get educated.
And you know what?
past
You
2
know
weeks
what's
has been
frustrating?
really-
Seeing all these community leagues bid on Star Vaders is fucking hilarious. I hope that gets enough top critics, but it's just so funny. Well, I'll explain what that pick is when we come back. You guys are such fucking thieves, man. They're thieves. It's it's get some water. Ow.
Peace and quiet. So much for a premium these days. Stream. I mean, we streamed some of the trailers from the Switch 1 Direct this past week. We won't co-stream it because we've all got day jobs now and we gotta do that. But I'm pretty certain it'll definitely show up on the podcast. We'll definitely talk about it. Just gotta pay the bills during the day. When is it? When is it happening? I know it's the 2nd. But when on the 2nd? Let's see.
Hey, when is A shift?
Oh yeah, at 8 a.m. Yeah, I'm not gonna want.
Long time no see, maybe. When is the Switch 2 Direct exactly?
8 a.m. next Wednesday.
8 a.m. when?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, I'm off on Wednesdays.
There you go. Watch you do a stream of it.
I could. I mean, I'm watching my 3-year-old, but
Yeah. 3-year-old likes video games.
we usually do
likes hanging out
stuff.
with
We
dad.
usually go do stuff on my day off.
Well, the child can wait 1 hour.
Yeah, but there's a cafe and play place I like to go to that opens right at 8. You're right. Yeah, I gotta. Man, they're saying that pre-orders are gonna open like maybe in the next week and a half.
Something like
It's crazy.
yeah, the current thought is like April 9th.
You think Metroid Prime is being shown on a Switch too?
Yes.
Because I feel like some companies would do that, but I feel like Nintendo wouldn't do that.
No, they want to make the game look as best they can before they reveal, oh, yeah, it wasn't running on a Switch 1.
Yeah, here's your question. How do we beat scalpers?
These days, good luck.
Guns, your fists.
Is it Wario? Is he the only way? Like he'll beat them. We just gotta be.
What was that?
The scalpers follow Wario though now. Like the PS5, I just got in the first like couple of minutes of after as soon as Wario posted. But like, what else can you do? There are discords for the good tracker bots. Is that better? Is that like? I'm gonna be. I can't. There's a new Metroid game coming. I need to Switch 2. Damn it.
Hello.
Hey.
I am
you
back.
can use like nowinstock.net. Like they would.
What is that? Is that legit? That's
yes. I've used it before.
No, but I mean like that's better than Wario. Come on. I'm saying like that first.
I mean,
jump.
It tags it refreshes the website like every 30 seconds. So
what are we talking about? Like
trying to deal with scalpers for the Switch 2.
Yeah. But is it like if you get it in the first few minutes, you'll be fine, or like scalpers are so bad these days?
It's the Switch 2, man. Like it's a Nintendo product.
Yeah, but it's been a long time since. I mean, it's been a long time. 2017 when the Switch came out. You know,
yes,
is it?
That makes it worse.
And the Switch, I think, even then, was not. You know, that was coming off the Wii U. Now there's a lot more like. Fuck, dude. What am I gonna do?
Fucking.
I already told Henry he can have my OLED, but if I can't get a Switch 2,
he will have the OLED when you get the Switch 2. You don't have to define like when you're gonna get it.
Well, I don't know. I might have some bad news for him. I've been hearing some rumors about using your Switch 1 as like a remote play device.
Like a
second
PS
screen?
Portal?
Second screen? Like zapping your docked Switch 2 to your Switch 1? Which also suggests that maybe there's some juice in that dock. Right? Like plugged in, you're getting more juice.
Give me the juice.
I bet you'll be able to do remote second screening like from 7 feet away.
Wow. I mean, why 7 feet? What are you saying?
It's got to be exactly 7 feet.
I'm sure it's better than it was on the Wii U in the Wii U days.
All right, I'm recording.
Ditto.
1 sec.
Recording.
I am recording.
All right, roll call starts now. Brad.
Hello.
Crispy.
Hello.
Chris Davis.
Hello. I am also here.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hey, you know what I forgot to mention real quick while I was talking about Shadows earlier in the show? I played that game on Steam Deck. Runs remarkably well.
Installed on the Steam Deck?
Installed on the Steam Deck. Runs
How come you
remarkably
never do
well.
Moonlight anymore?
I do Moonlight. I do use Moonlight, but I was also testing because I wanted to see, because I saw that it was verified. I heard some people say that it runs pretty well, and I was like, but does it run well enough that I could like play it on my lunch break kind of well, or should I just like use Moonlight?
What does it do to the battery though? Are like the fans going like crazy?
No, actually, not terribly. And I played it for like 45 minutes, and the battery life it still had like 80% battery when I was done. So I was like,
Really?
I don't know what they did, but it's running pretty damn good. The only
Weird.
thing is, it seems to require, and I'm not Crispy. You said you had tried to like access Assassin's Creed in my library. Did you try again by chance?
Yeah, it's still not in there.
What?
You know what I
I don't
think it
know
is? I think I figured out what it is because they require the Ubisoft Uplay
No
thing
way.
to play. Yeah, you have
What?
to log in to play it. So I'm
What do you-
guessing.
You
So
can't
you
play.
can't Steam share
I
that
don't
game?
see it either. There's no Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is.
Sucks.
I know, fucking sucks. Bullshit. Hey, it's a well. Oh, it.
That's so stupid.
I also didn't mention that this was the first game where you. I can't even remember what they called it. What was the thing that they talked about doing? The anime, where they were gonna make the Animus or whatever, like the
Infinity, which they just
The
call
Infinity.
the Animus now.
which I feel like they
Animus
just stopped talking about, and now it's just a thing.
Yeah.
So, but like when you
I don't know
boot
what
up,
you're talking about.
they talked about making Assassin's Creed Infinity like a platform for Assassin's Creed games, and nobody really. It was kind of like, what do you mean by that? And now it's just a thing, and
yeah, like that thing they did with Halo back in the day before 343 split off. Like they had, remember that? It was like Halo Command Center or something like that.
same
There was
concept.
the Halo
Yeah.
channel. Yeah.
So you boot up Assassin's Creed now, and then all of a sudden you can see, and this is probably why they require your. I'm guessing it's why they require your Uplay account, because you can see all of the Assassin's Creed games that you have like played and linked to your Uplay account, and you can just like sort between them before jumping into the game. So I can see Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and like you can see your save game there, and you can just, assuming it's installed on your system, just jump into it.
And like when you play,
which is
things,
interesting.
There's meta challenges that you can do to get in-game content, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
it's-
I have a Uplay account. Bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just my guess. Like, that's the one weird thing about it. So I'm guessing that's probably why it doesn't. The same rules don't apply for the Steam Family Share thing or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Chris Davis.
Hi.
What got you playing Dragon's Dogma 2?
So
well,
fucking random.
how is okay, so let me
I
explain
mean,
here.
it's not random.
Last week was spring break for my college, and I wanted something to play that was mildly Monster Hunter Wilds adjacent in a way, without having to actually watch and beg y'all to actually find a time slot for me to actually play it.
You're telling me you're
We're not
playing
even
Dragon's
playing
Dogma 2
Monster.
to
You can
avoid
play
playing Monster Hunter?
Wilds.
I mean, look.
Hey, look, they're both good games, so.
Dude, I've played Destiny all week. Like, like what are you talking about?
We're waiting for Title Update 1. It would have been the perfect week to play Monster Hunter Wilds.
I thought y'all were still playing it, so I wasn't gonna risk it. So
You're a bad.
You just don't want to
team
play
family
Monster
member.
Hunter. Just
You're
say you don't want to play Monster Hunter. Say you hate it. Say you think we're dumb for liking it. Just tell us how you feel, Chris Davis.
okay. So
Ed would love to have been in this family. He would have played our games, and we would have played his.
I'm sorry,
What the
Ed, I love
fuck,
you.
dude.
I actually didn't realize
can
Ed
I
wasn't
fucking
in the
talk
family.
about Dragon's Dogma 2?
He can't. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I noticed that this was available. Nolan, the last person who played it was Nolan. That was 3 months ago. I was like, okay, this is available. I can play it. So I started this up, and inside of 5 days, I put in about 45 hours, and then I started to realize, oh, this is kind of a problem.
But like a good problem.
It's a good video game.
It's a
not
good problem, but a problem.
In the world of video game podcasting, having a game that you like that you play that much of it, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but devoting that much time in your late 30s to playing it inside of 5 days, that many hours.
Okay.
That's the thing. So
way to age us.
That's the best time to play. Late 30s is when you figure it out. It's when you go, oh, yeah,
That's
I'm
when
just
you
going to play
don't wanna leave
Dragon's
your
Dogma
house.
2.
You don't want to be
also when you
social
don't have much
anymore.
time anymore. So I started playing this. I swear to you, I must be on the last couple of quest lines. The main main story. I
You
just
sure about that?
I just
Yeah.
dealt with like the walking colossus thing.
You
Oh,
never
okay. I mean-
watched that Jacob Geller video, did you?
Yeah, you've been playing Dragon's Dogma 1, you dumb shit.
Wait.
You've not even started Dragon's Dogma
You haven't even
2.
started Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, well, fuck. Okay. So I've been prepared for like the past day to like finish this game. So I guess I'll work on that this weekend then.
Wait,
No, you
okay,
gotta-
so no, but
But there's some
okay.
hoops he's got to jump through. If
There's
he's
a
actually
lot
gonna
of
do
shit
that, right?
out in the world. How much like exploration have you done?
Well, you will see the map pop eventually, but I've discovered pretty much everything as far as I can tell. Everything that I can get to normally.
Did you do
Uh,
both lines of the Sphinx quest?
Yeah, all the Sphinx stuff is done.
Like both quest lines?
Yeah, all 10 of the riddles I did, including the one where you actually
you've been
fight it
looking
at the
shit
very
up.
end.
Did you find the first? Did you go back and find the first token or whatever?
Well, see,
Secret
I
token,
knew
yeah.
about that in advance, so I sure as shit knew
you're
exactly
welcome.
where I found it for the first time. So,
I knew
You're
about
welcome.
it, but I knew about
I
it
didn't.
after...
It's a fucking bloody miracle that I managed to figure that out because I did not know it was a thing when it came up for me, and yeah.
Yeah, there's some obtuse thinking around some of that stuff, but if
Aren't there
you
some hoops
are-
you have to jump through to get that second part of the game that we're referring to here? But if he's already done most of that stuff, would he have done that probably
No, that's
anyways?
at the very end of the game. Very end of
Okay.
the game is where you
I
do
can't
the-
remember the specifics.
is where you start the post game. Obviously, it's a decision you make in the final moments of the game.
But you
Okay.
can make the wrong decision and then end up not having that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but you're given the opportunity.
Oh,
can
right.
always-
I remember now. Okay.
Yeah,
Be very careful, Chris Davis. If you want more Dragon's Dogma to play,
So you, okay,
Is-
you're doing the overpowered
wisely.
shit. So like,
Yeah.
are you just playing dual blades or whatever they call it in Dragon's Dogma?
No, so I've been bouncing between vocations as soon as I max them out. So I started with Archer because I thought that had like the magic Archer stuff, which I was very wrong about. From there, I went to Mystic Spear, which is awesome. It's my favorite class. I went to Trickster, which is a cool idea, but I don't think it's well implemented.
It's not well. They should have let you swap when you got the warfare, and then
Yeah,
kept
I haven't
your-
actually gotten the Warfare just yet. But then I
Oh.
went I then went on
You
to
get it in the same
Warrior.
place you got
I jumped
your-
over to Thief. And this is me footage of Thief. And
Thief is
I just last night unlocked Mystic Archer, and I've been messing around with that. And that's kind of disappointing to me. So,
you're playing this on PC,
yeah,
dude. I hear there's like a mod scene for this game that can
There
that
is.
really tune stuff. Because I mean, like, let's be real here. Like, this game has all kinds of like balance issues and whatnot.
yes.
And they've really like messed with the
Tightened it up.
innards of this game to like make it a much
So-
like cooler experience. And
I have several
man,
mods
I
going.
so badly want them to do a expansion for this game like they did the first one. And if I don't, I'm gonna be heartbroken. Damn.
do we know how this game ended up doing, like
I mean,
sales wise?
it sold pretty well, yeah.
So
like
I mean,
they
it-
made money on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
made their
Yeah.
money back and then some. So yeah, I've unlocked those vocations. Mystic Spear is my favorite. I love that it's like a Mass Effect Vanguard with its charge and the spear.
Yeah, it don't feel
I-
that good, but it don't feel
mean, it could be
Vanguard
better.
good.
I mean, there's a lot of things I have issues with this game. Modding wise, I should have mentioned. I've got the Infinite Fairy Stones and I've got the item weight halved, which I cannot
Wait, wait, wait,
believe
wait,
that
wait.
game would launch with
Wait,
that
wait.
balancing
Whoa,
of items.
whoa.
That is
Whoa, pump the
absurd.
brakes. Pump the
Infinite
brakes.
Fairy Stones? You're doing the same shit you did to Stalker? Homie, this is a game about the journey.
Bro, you can't
hang on, I
fast
think I
travel with
misheard.
Stalker unless I get to a certain guide in a certain town. Like, you can't really fast travel like you can in this.
Thank goodness.
What happened?
So
Chris
there's
Davis did what?
He's using mods, infinite fairy stones, shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on!
okay.
Motherfuckers
some of
never
those
even
fucking
been on
quests-
Ox Cart.
No. No, some of those fucking quests are impossible without fairy stones, especially if the Sphinx shit. Like the one where you have to bring your
you
max
get fairy
affinity
stones in the
NPC
game,
with
and
you
it's a-
all the way to the fucking Sphinx for her to inspect them. Like no, like and then there's the quest where you have to take the urn to the guy in Back Batal. No, fuck that shit. You gotta use fairy stones. That is critical to this fucking experience.
But like, that's not even a quest if you use a fairy stone. Like, that's the whole point. Like, you gotta.
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up.
Chris Davis doesn't like
Fuck
video
y'all and your judgmental bullshit. I'm
Chris
actually
Davis
playing
like,
a
hates
game
video games.
Like
to
fucking,
maximize fun.
it's
Yeah.
like passionately in a dev diary or whatever in the announcement of this game talked about how important those elements are to him and his heart. And you're
Well,
using
I'm so
mods
sorry,
to
Itsuno,
rip 'em
but
out.
it doesn't work for me. You know what?
I'm not an
Sometimes
appreciator
you
of
can
art.
be wrong about the
I'm
way
a
you're making a video
consumer
game.
of content.
Wrong? You're saying he's wrong? You're saying the people
He's-
who enjoy Dragon's Dogma in the way
You're
that it is
telling
meant
him
to be
wrong,
played are
Doug?
wrong?
Yeah. Sometimes he could just be wrong. It just happens in life. Sometimes you're just wrong.
Zerby
what?
says you cheated not only the game, but yourself.
But yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, the
and I don't
irony.
fucking care.
Oh, the fucking irony.
So here's something I want to address out loud that really annoys me about this game.
Oh,
The-
okay. Let's
you
hear
should
it
try
because I thought you modded out at all the annoyance.
No, the only things
yeah.
I have modded are half-weight items and infinite fairy stones. That's it, okay? Everything else
That's
is
a
vanilla.
huge.
Wait, what was
Whatever.
the other thing?
Fuck off.
Halfway
Weight,
items?
his weight, encumbrance.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, tell us about this game you made up that you've been playing.
So the real thing that has come to annoy me over the
I
past
also have
couple days,
a mod so I can see in the
is-
dark.
it's the XP grind in this game.
Oh,
And
I know,
the
right? They should
two
just
different
give it to
XP
you.
models that they have in the game. So yeah, I got to level 58 yesterday with my character. That's not my issue. My issue is the vocational XP that's going on. It is so misbalanced for what the game wants you to experience. It is so
What
weird.
the
that they-
game wants you to experience?
Yes. Hey, hang on. Hold your fucking horses. Let me finish. Okay. So
I'm listening.
the most attractive, most exciting point about this game are like the mini bosses you find, right? The trolls, the orcs, the cyclopses, things like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
That's the most bombastic moment. That's when the music is so high and exciting and you're really enjoying yourself.
As you're
And it
walking
happens-
to your destination, not teleporting.
And it happens very, very often. The problem is that the value of those DCP points that you get that go towards your vocation is monumentally small compared to a normal mob. If I kill like 3 goblins, just regular mobs that are around the area, I get the same amount of DCP points for vocation as I would killing a fucking ogre. That's fucking stupid. You're not giving
Okay,
me
yeah.
value, and even the rewards for killing these mini
So
bosses.
it retunes like the way experience is divvied out. Are you getting more experience? Because
No.
like the problem with like the truth is, and was the case in both Dragon's Dogmas, is both games started out like hard where like things are threatening and they took a long time to fight like a monster hunter battle or something, and then by the end of the game you're just killing stuff in seconds.
Okay, so
Does
here's the
this
thing.
mod like solve that problem?
No, I have no mods like that. It's literally just infinite fairy stones and half-weight items. That's
No,
it.
but
I
those are
can
the
do anything
good
else.
kinds of mods. The mods
Yes.
that makes it a balanced,
Yes.
challenging experience
That's
all the way
all
through.
I'm
asking
doing.
you, does this EXP tuning actually make it to where you're getting less?
He hasn't tuned
experience?
it.
I'm not tuning it at all. I'm talking about the basic vanilla balance of XP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just talking about the game as it is.
Let
He
me
didn't
give you
do
an
anything.
example. I killed there.
Oh, so
the
you're
other
just
day I
complaining.
went. I fought a drake.
Yeah.
Okay, I
He's
found
just
a
complaining
drake
about this.
out in the valley of Batal, and I killed it, and I got like 178 DCP. I walked like 100 feet to my right, fought 4 harpies, and I got more than that. Like that's stupid. You're devaluing the
You're not
rewards
wrong.
of this big epic moment.
You're not wrong, but there are like the good kind of mods out there that I think are fucking with that stuff. You should look into that stuff instead of,
You know,
I mean,
people don't do this with like books and movies, right? Like,
they do.
do they? Does someone
Yeah.
read Game of Thrones and go like, "Oh, another Arya chapter," and just skip it? Like,
They do. Well, they don't
Yeah,
skip it.
yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They don't skip it, but they do
I
complain.
never thought about that. Maybe I should do that.
Not with
And,
Arya.
and if they don't like what they're reading, they go to fanfiction.net. Anyway,
You know, I will say it's annoying when Nick puts 80 hours into a game he clearly hates and just bitches about it the whole time. But at least
puts it
he's
on his
fucking
top 10.
playing the game.
Wait, what game are you even talking about?
Oh, what's that? Metaphor Fantasio.
What
Put it on his top 10.
I fucking hate all of you right now. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. I
Tell
should
me
just
one
like
thing that happened in that game.
I should just start I should just start like when I start my top 10, like when I start talking about my number 10, I should just talk mad shit about it. Just like make it sound like I hate it.
I mean, it's not about that. It's more just like
I only played 10 games this year, and this one was the worst. Number 10, Metaphor Fantasio.
so
I had
let me
to
ask.
willfully pick. I had to for me, it literally came down to Dragon's Dogma 2 or Metaphor Fantasio making my list.
Sounds about right.
And I picked Metaphor Fantasio.
And you will regret it forever.
So
You're making me kind of regret it.
What else? What else is in contention? Let's hear it.
I don't like how there's so much interesting stuff that has basically no value in this game. Like the Elven Kingdom.
The
Sacred
value is
Arbor.
in the experience.
Wait. He's going to talk shit about the elves. Hang on. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. Here we go. So that you discover this one elven dude, okay? And he feels like a one-off. And then you naturally discover this elven city with this beautiful setting, with this huge tree, nice waterfall. Everything looks gorgeous. This feels like the next hub of the story. This is where a lot of interesting quest shit should happen. And I go there.
Be clear, you're not finished with this game.
Yeah.
By any stretch.
Okay, I understand that, but like then hide this shit better, I guess, or do something that makes this be like a rewarding experience. Because I go there and I appreciate the fact that they have like the language barrier of the elves. That's fucking cool. I like the Final Fantasy X language stuff that just you naturally learn over time.
The Albed.
Albed, yeah. I mean, like this, you have to have a pawn that understands the language in order to actually function properly over there. You can kind of piecemeal it out what they're actually doing over there, but whatever. But I go there.
It's cool.
And other than just talking to elves, there's nothing to do. Like I do the archery quest line, and then I go there and just maybe there's a quest that I just have not found that has not propagated to me, but it's just
I'm gonna go with
this dude needs a heavy dose of Dragon's Plague in his game.
Yeah,
just fucking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, what is this about? What is actually going on here, Chris Davis? What is this?
I'll tell you what's going on. Chris Davis, and this is not a knock against you because you are putting a lot of time into this game, but you are talking about a game without having the complete picture.
Okay. All right.
Like there's a big part of this game you haven't played yet that might recontextualize a lot for you.
True.
I'm not necessarily saying it's going to change the Elven thing. I can't remember all the specifics, to be honest. But
okay. Well,
I feel like you might be singing a different tune if we come back to you again in a week and you've played through.
Yeah,
or maybe 2 weeks after you've played through.
I do think like in general, and I hate to say this, right? I was just talking about Generations Ultimate, but I'll be literally playing that game for probably hundreds of hours. You were like pretty close to like wrapping your time up with this game. I feel like in general, when you cover like a game that kind of everyone is done talking about, I'm not saying you should have waited to talk about it, but like you should be waiting to draw like grand conclusions at least.
I mean, for me,
Yeah, you should have done like what I did with Metal Gear Solid 5 and just talk about how I'm gonna talk about it and then never talk about it.
True,
That's true. We haven't heard you talk about that
that's
yet.
actually right.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
finished.
He talked
One
about
day, Crispy will talk
Yakuza
about that
7
game.
before he did that. Yeah. I mean, just like I really like what they're doing with the combat in this game. That's a really attractive thing. The pawns have grown on me. I kind of like the idea of the rental pawns and being able to, experiment with different party builds and things like that. Despite how stupid they could really fucking be sometimes. I love fighting mini bosses. I finally found the fucking Medusa last night. Like the big monster they tease you at the very beginning of the game with. Like I finally found it, and
it's just there in the world.
It was just there, and I was a little disappointed by the overall fight. But that also might stem from the fact that I was level 57 at the time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I want to.
This is a game that should be experienced with like. I
mean, the other thing is that I was told by everybody to avoid the main quests until you had no choice to progress, because evidently it's so short, and I'm seeing that it's so short because I've done almost every side quest. The only two I haven't done, the only one I know off the top of my head that I haven't done is finding that one guy at near the excavation site that wants some kind of drink to tell you stuff. Like I don't know what's going on.
It's funny. Well, like, do you know? Are you looking at like lists? Are you looking up guides? Because there's a lot more there. If there's a lot of side quests, like they don't make themselves like immediately or like easily apparent unless. But if you're following like some sort of wiki, then sure. But like, there's probably way more in there than you realize.
I log on to the wiki only to like look at general item information. I'm not trying to get like information about side quests and stuff.
Okay. But I guess you have played a lot. I was wondering how you could have accomplished so much in only 40 hours, but now obviously I understand because you've been zip zapping around everywhere.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So okay.
So do you
wrap
never,
it up. Wrap
do
it
you
up.
never,
I'm curious what you think.
Do you never take the cart anywhere? Do you never just like
he doesn't
fast travel by cart and then like go to
the only way to get
and
to
then
Mel.
you wake up in the middle of the night and then like
the only way to get to Mel.
and then like the troll smashes the cart and you're like, oh, I'm stuck in the middle of the fucking woods. Where even am I? And then I have to like make my way back to town. Like, is that just not part of your experience?
No,
because that is Dragon's Dogma. Like,
I probably used this cart like
Dogma.
40, 50 times at this point. Like,
how many pork crystals do you have?
I have 3.
Motherfucker ain't taking the ox card anywhere. Unlimited fairy stones, and he has 3 pork crystals. Come on.
I strategically placed them. I placed one at the excavation site. I placed one at like the dragon guy, which gives items the ultimate upgrade. And then the third one, I rotate its usage. Like I was using it for a while to go to the Sphinx. There were times I was going to Dragonsboro Tower. I mean, I use them as I think I need to use them. So
all right, well, get to Dragon's Dogma 2 and let us know.
Yeah, next time we talk about this, I want to know that you have played Dragon's Dogma 2 proper.
I want to see,
and we'll just see where you stand.
I hope I have a 180-degree flip on how I feel about this, but I like the game overall.
That's funny because when you started, you had it sounded like you were very positive about the game, but whatever. Yeah, let's come back to us when you've played the post.
If what you've observed with Dragon's Dogma is that it's a little funky, yeah, we know.
We like it.
Yeah. It's always been like that.
Quick, before we talk about this Nintendo Direct, can I just really quickly, I forgot to mention this when I was kind of like raving about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 earlier. I just wanted to point out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might be the only game that has made me love fast travel.
What about Metaphor?
I mean, what the fuck? I fucking
exactly.
hate you,
it's
bro.
like I don't even think about that game. You're like fucking Don Draper on the fucking elevator. I don't even think about you.
you. Dude, Nine Men was such a good show.
He's like, why are you bringing that up? Stop it. I hit credits. I put
Oh
it on my top
God.
10. Okay, can we please move on?
Fucking hate you
I'm
so much. All right, let's
wait. You like fast travel because what? There's
I just think
events
it's
and
really. I
shit?
think it's
That's just
done.
like a.
I think it's
Do
done
they
really
do it like
well.
in the first game? Where
I
it's
don't know
like
how
you
it works.
set a point and then
Yeah.
it shows you on
Yeah,
a map
yeah,
like
yeah,
actually
yeah,
traveling,
And then
and
things
then
can
like
happen.
things can happen.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
that
like an old
same, it's that
Fallout
same
thing.
Dragon's
that-
Dogma thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's been around. Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
I'm just saying, but it's also like there's dice rolls. Like when you hit events that happen along the trail or whatever, you have options. Like, do you
They
want to stop
present it
or do
in
you
a
want to try to
way-
avoid it? And I just think it's neat. I'm just saying, like, typically speaking, you know me, I play these kinds of games. I don't even entertain the notion of fast travel, and I still largely don't fast travel in that game. I like to
weird.
travel by horseback, but like, I don't hesitate to fast travel in some situations because I think it's actually fun to do so. And I think that's just really kind of unusual for a game
How
like
was this
that.
podcast
I usually
so long? You know, maybe there's not much to
Hey,
talk
you.
about with that Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can
considering
talk
it's
about
the
Metroid
last
for a
Nintendo
second.
Switch One
But I
Direct.
think we're going to talk about Metroid next week as well. Don't you think they're going to show Metroid
Yeah.
next week?
that is probably a good point. Next week is going to be another Nintendo Direct week because it's on the what day is it on? The second?
Second,
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay, so it'll be no, the second is two. Oh no, you're right. That is Wednesday. So
Okay,
we
but if
won't.
we don't,
Yeah,
if
we
we
won't
don't
talk
That
talk
about
will
about
be
Nintendo
after we record
stuff-
next week.
It's weird because it's Friday. Maybe we should delay the podcast till after.
Why don't we just do it Wednesday?
We'll
I don't
figure
know.
that out later. So you're saying you don't
Um,
want to talk about Nintendo Direct, even though okay.
No, I mean there was some stuff. I think the big thing is that they showed Metroid Prime again, which it's exciting because Metroid Prime is back and it looks Metroid Prime as hell. They're still not like showing the sauce. Like there's no like secret sauce, at least not yet. They showed like psychic abilities, which was kind of a big nothing burger, honestly.
new suit.
New suit looks
it
cool,
was
but
like-
I
it
mean,
was
there's
like
always a new
cool,
suit.
but, like,
Samus
okay.
always
Yeah.
is cool. It looks like Metroid Prime. It looks nice. Like it looks like I want to be in that world. I want to explore that world. I love Metroid Prime. I love Metroid. The vibes were there, sure, but like, it's still not like we live in a
Crispy-
post like Breath of the
Crispy had a great point.
Wild, Mario Odyssey, like these were big franchises that were like taking big leaps to like do new crazy shit. This just seems like even Metroid Prime 2 when that came out, they're like, yo, this shit is fucking different. There's a light world and a dark world, and if you're in the dark world, you're going to constantly be taking damage and you better like stay in these like bubbles of light or you're gonna fucking die until you get like the light suit and you're jumping between world and world. And it was like linked to the past, like dark world shit but on crack. I mean, and that was just the second Metroid Prime game, and the 3 was doing all the shit with like this different the different areas and your ship, and you can like, it was kind of like it had weird like Wii stuff because that was like the first Wii proper game and shit. And like this one's just like, hey, look, doesn't this remind you of Metroid Prime? Like there's no sauce yet.
But Crispy had a
outside of the
good
fact-
point during trailer talk, which is obviously that like games like Tears of the Kingdom, for instance, came out, and we didn't even know about half of like the huge like earth-shattering, game-changing shit in that game until like a couple weeks prior
But
to
this
its launch.
is the second time they've shown it, and like
I mean, they could be holding a lot back. They could be holding a lot back for
But like
the direct next
it
week.
still looks like Metroid Prime. Like and they did show like, oh, by the way, psychic abilities. And it's like, okay, here's a new thing. Show us how psychic abilities are going to be crazy. And let me tell you, they were not crazy.
You know what? I
It was
wouldn't be
like,
surprised.
Open a door.
We've talked about how they might be showing this again next week's Nintendo Switch Direct, right? The Switch 2 Direct. But like they might be saving some of that stuff because like some of the more interesting like features of the game might be like kind of unique to the Switch 2 or make it, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that. Like maybe it could be like shit that performance wise would look better on a Switch 2. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't even know if they're going to spend too much time on Metroid Prime next week.
Personally,
They
I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't because
You-
no, I mean I love Metroid, but I'm just saying we've seen a bunch of it, and I know I'm gonna play it. I think like you said, the vibes are there. What we said
But
during trailer, like even if
people are
this is like even if this is the safest Metroid Prime game, it's still more Metroid Prime, and we'll all happily eat it up because we like Metroid Prime a lot. But like,
we still want
it's
to
a
be
new hardware
wowed.
launch next
We want to
week.
be wowed,
and
you know. And
It's new
in a
hardware
day
launch
where
next
we
week, and
can't
I
really
wanna
be
be
wowed by the
surprised.
visuals because Nintendo has such underpowered hardware, you know, it's
Right,
just
but all I'm saying is next week would be really great if all of a sudden they're like, hey, by the way, new 3D Mario or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
crazy.
A new Fire Emblem game
Yeah, right.
Maybe a new Donkey Kong.
coming out this year.
Maybe a new Ace Combat game. Am I right?
Dude,
Oh
you know
man,
what?
Speaking of Fantasy Critic, is there? I mean, there's other cool stuff in the direct. I say watch trailer talk. Honestly, I'm kind of excited about a new Rhythm Heaven game, and that new Tomodachi game is pretty hyped for me.
What's the full name of that game with Goldman in the title? That
I don't know. We've known that. We've seen
but
trailers.
it looks really
Secret
fucking
Life of
good.
Goldman or some shit.
Secret Life of Goldman.
Looks pretty
And
cool.
Spellbrook.
Witchbrook, actually.
Witchbrook, yeah, sorry.
God, you basic bitch.
Speaking of Fantasy Critic,
did anything happen in Fantasy Critic this week?
Well, to an outside observer, not really. It was some games got bid on and Crispy won the bids. But there's more to that fucking story. And maybe he would have gotten away with it if it was just Cairn. But the fact that this motherfucker bid on Star Vaders, let me explain Star Vaders to you. I'm in another league, right? This is the Fantasy Critic Discord Super League. This motherfucker. And like, it's a public league, right? And like in my division, there's 12 players and we each draft like 7 games and we pick up 7 more. It's a lot of games, right? I think draft night was 72 games were drafted. Anyways, all this to say, Star Vaders and Cairn were games I picked up in my draft, right? These were games that I drafted on draft night in January in my Fantasy Critics Super League. Star Vaders, that is my game. Of all the divisions, I was the first one. Bitch. No, listen, let me explain. Star Vaders is a game because we were all kind of doing like drafting at the same time. I was the first motherfucker in all these divisions to draft Star Vaders. I went into their Discord to reach out to say, hey, can you promise me this game is not launching early access and is launching 1.0? Because the scary part of a game like this is that it could look really good and be good, but like if you can't confirm that it's not launching an early access for, it's like Fantasy Critic poison because it fucks you, right? That happened, right? Like Die in the Dungeon was a game with the frog and the dice that people were excited about, and the developer was being really quiet about, yo, is this shit coming out in 1.0? And they were tiptoeing around the answer until finally I got it out of them saying, no, it's going to launch an early access. And like all the people who've been on, like, were like, fucking no, you fucked us. Anyways, I got them to like confirm that it is coming out this year. It is launching 1.0. And by the way, it's a game that like Local Thunk, that he's the one who he gave like the seal of approval, and he's the creator of Balatro. He was like last year, he played the demo like a whole shit ton. And he was like, yo, this one has the sauce. And like Northern Lion played, and he was like, yo, this one has the sauce. Like people, like this genre is pretty common these days. It's a popular genre. But like some of them,
this has the sauce.
Some of them are like just okay, right? But like the ones who, like the people are like, no, this has the sauce, like an Into the Breach or something. Like I'm saying, like people are kind of like giving this one the nod, but it was very under the radar. Same with Cairn, which by the way, I haven't talked much about Cairn. I have played the demo.
It just sounds like you're saying Karen.
Cairn. It's the climbing game. If you look, so there's some secret tech, and I'm going to give you some Fantasy Critic tips. Steam started letting people post demos as like games. Essentially, they started letting people review demos, right? Which means you can get a lot of feedback before a game is even out by just looking at demo reviews for a game and look it up. Look up the Steam reviews for Cairn. It has a fuck ton of reviews. This is a demo.
Yeah, I think it's like
and they're
overwhelmingly positive.
99% overwhelmingly
reviews,
positive. If you go into the forums, people are losing their minds. They're like, all I do is play this demo. I want this shit now. I don't care. Give it to me now. This one is going to be a bona fide hit. All this to say, I had this on my fantasy critic as a draft. These games I drafted in January, right?
Good for your other league.
I've been waiting, right? Because I'm like, these are small games. Mainly he's not going to notice. Hell, they don't even check on Thursdays, right? And I'm like, I'll just wait, right? But the thing is, I've been filling up my roster, spending a lot of money ever since I committed to super dropping, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the counter pick, right? I was like, well, I might as well spend some money because I'm not going to like save it all for a big pickup. So I've been picking up little games here and there, and they've been doing well, right? But like, these are my babies that I had in my pocket, and this motherfucker comes in, puts two $17 bids. Mind you, this is public bidding. He introduced them, and I knew it. As soon as I saw Star Vaders, some shady shit was going on, and I make a comment immediately.
This is the game, bro.
I'm sorry.
As soon as the public bids go up, you can see me. There's a comment in Discord of like, I know some shenanigans are happening, right? Because Star Vaders, come on. And he wins them both. I bid $17 on Cairn because that's one I really believe in. I think that one's easy 85 plus. I played that demo. It's got the sauce, man. He bid $17. He won the tiebreaker because I have higher projected points because so many of my games are out already. So I lost it. How did he get in my head and know that I was going to bid? He did $17 on both games. Saying he won them both. That
we'll never
motherfucker.
know.
He's playing dirty. And maybe you don't believe in these games, whatever. I don't care. Or like they're minor games.
Why
but like,
would you say that?
Shut the fuck up, Nick.
Brad, I just think the game should reward research is all,
It's true. No, it's true. I wish, honestly, the rest of these players had your kind of hustle, Crispy, honestly. but the truth is, like, look at his list. He's got, if GTA doesn't come out, he did counterpick GTA. That's going to fuck him. He is looking good. He is looking good. And this is coming from me, who's, let me be honest, I'm in a really good place with my roster, but like his is scary, especially with these last two pickups.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
That's devious. It's devious shit. Because like
Hey, but when it comes to Fantasy Critic, that's the sauce.
It is the sauce. I'm excited.
Like, for the people listening to this show,
I like a little bit of spice.
That's the sauce.
I like a little bit of spice, and this shit was spicy. Because I mean, the truth is, whatever. I think Cairn is something special, and I think Star Vaders, like, that's a genre that just scores well, especially when the games are good. Because when they get it, there's not many flaws. Like, you can't really like shit talk a game, and they get it, dude. It's cool. It's cool.
Fucking get it. All right. Well,
Stevie. Also, Ed picked up first Berserker, which I would have not recommended, but whatever. It's an 80, which is nice, Like that's one. But see, that's one that I kind of maybe expected to be around an 80 or like a high 70s. But there was always a risk that it could have been a lot worse, right? Because it's this unknown developer making a fucking game based on an anime. You never know, right? Like, I'm trying to avoid the games that have significant risk, but whatever. An 80, he made it. Whatever. I had that on my GameFly queue, and they accidentally sent it to me, and I don't even want to play it. But now so I'm just gonna immediately send it back. And unless y'all want to hear my impressions of first Berserker Kazan. I don't know.
I mean, that's what we do here. I mean, I would.
No, I know. It's just that one in particular. I don't know why that one was in my queue, because that's not really my flavor. It's just bosses,
You were drunk one day and just added that to your queue.
I don't know. I thought it could
surprise you. Who knows?
Maybe it'll be your game of the year.
But I mean, I got some games.
All right. Let's wrap this show up with the 4-player minute, shall we?
Sure.
Our final thoughts for the week. Brad, care to start us off?
Sure.
I mean, I feel like your Fantasy Critic rant here could have very easily been.
Nah, but I got another one. This one's funny. I just found it kind of fascinating. There's a streamer I watch sometimes. He's an acquired taste, but I find him funny. His name is Eris. Anyways, he is a weird like how I need to describe this man before I set this up because I find this kind of fascinating. He plays a lot of like Souls games and maybe like he'll play Dark Souls over and over again, like old school Resident Evil over and over again. He plays the same shit over and over again, but he's a very successful streamer and he's always trying a new game, but he flushes stuff super quick, right? Yeah, he used to be a pro Tekken player / commentator, but like he doesn't play Tekken anymore because he hates the fans so much. And when he plays, they show up in his stream and he hates them so much. So he just doesn't play Tekken anymore, even though he used to be a world-class player. It's just
I respect that
because he's a successful streamer now. He just doesn't have to play Tekken because he's tired of seeing Tekken fans. So he just plays like, I'm gonna play Resident Evil 2 again. I'm gonna play Dark Souls again, right? But he'll play these new games, and like he will play for like a fucking hour and be like, man, fuck this shit, and go back to playing like Fallout New Vegas again, right? Like this is what he does. He just plays the same shit, but he's like super hard to please, notorious. It's funny, but like he never like reads. Like this is how I was when I streamed, right? I was like, I'm not gonna read all this bullshit. Chat can tell me what the fuck that said, right? He does it and he means it, right? And he'll just be staring at like a screen of like a tutorial, like just for like 5 minutes, and he'll just be like, huh? And he'll just skip it and move on. All this to say, like, he's super hard to please. It's super hard for him to get into anything new. And he just clowns on shit. And it's funny, right? Like games that people are like, no, play it, please. You'll love it so much. And he'll be like, no, dog. It's just not for him, right? All this to say, like, he also is someone, he almost like, his vibe is that he plays video games, but it almost seems like he doesn't even like video games outside of like the handful that he plays, right? He doesn't know about a lot of games. Like he doesn't know like the history, the baggage, like all this to say is he played Morrowind. And this was a game that he doesn't know like the history and the knowledge of. He doesn't know that some weird fans prefer Morrowind. He just played Morrowind, which I thought was weird in the first place. It's a game where you do a lot of reading. There's not a lot of voice acting. And it's like an old, prickly game with like bad combat. But if you listen to a Morrowind fan, of which I am one deeply, we have said certain things about this game for many, many years about like, it had the sauce. It had the sauce that Bethesda lost, that RPGs lost. It is still the GOAT. So to see it, he fell head over heels in love with this game. And I say, it's such a strange thing, right? And to watch him play it, knowing nothing about it, not knowing the baggage or the history or the things that like I love about it that aren't in Oblivion. He doesn't know, he doesn't care. Like literally, seriously, does not care. Does not know. But to see him like, or like to see someone like that organically experience this for the first time and like say all the things that are like true. Like
he's not just following the narrative. Like...
Exactly. He's organically discovering this game 2 decades later, 2.5 decades later. And like, whoa, this is actually kind of incredible. This dude like is incredibly hard to please. And like people in chat are telling him like, yo, go into that guard tower, go upstairs on the top of that shelf. You have to jump on something to see it. There's some fucking sword there. And that sword is sick as fuck. And he does that. And he's like, you're telling me this amazing sword is just in there? And y'all know when you're telling me, and I'm just going to go get it, and I'm going to have the super powerful sword. It's like, and you know what? Modern games don't really do that anymore. But to see it through his eyes, it was so like beautiful. It is. And he kept it blew him away. It blew me away to see someone experience this so organically in like a raw. It's like watching your child discover why Mario is great, having no idea what Mario is, right? It was beautiful. Again, I say this guy is notorious.
He teared up.
He's saying like, I can't believe that the quest there's no waypoint. The quest instructions just say follow this road and then head northeast, and you know there's a bend in the river, and then keep following that, and that's how you. This is what the quest instructions were like in Morrowind, and he's like blown away by this shit. Again, no knowledge, no baggage, no history, no skin in the game, and he's like fell head over heels for this game. Truly remarkable as a viewer. And you don't really, I don't watch a lot of streams or streamers, but like you don't see that often. Somebody would go in with nothing and see it something so many years later for like the truth that it is. So much so that he's, well, he always says game developers are slackers, but in a funny way. Um, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about it. I want to play some Morrowind, but like I want his experience with Morrowind again, which I'll never have. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I watched him discover the boots of blinding speed, which one of the most amazing video game items of all time. And the way they told him how to do it was like, oh, you can make a potion to like, so you could see, like, the potion is so potent that it's only going to last for a second. But if you can get the boots on in time after you the length of this 1 second potion, which you have, the potion is so potent and it only lasts for 1 second. The chance of you even be able to craft that potion or craft the spell or cast the spell is so low. But if you just keep trying over and over and over and over and over again, you'll eventually be able to cast that spell, throw the boots on, and now you can see with the boots of blinding speed. And as long as you never take them off, you can run at like 500 times speed or 500% speed forever. And seeing him discover that was just fucking amazing because it's true. It's literally one of the coolest items in a game ever. Anyways, I've talked too long. Morrowind is cool.
That was certainly more than a minute, but that's okay.
Yeah. Morrowind is cool.
It was a cool
but
moment.
Yeah, it was a very innocent, beautiful thing.
It was a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Well,
what's your final thought?
Final thought, two things. The first thing, I was thinking about it when we were talking about the legacy of Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft in general. And I thought it was really funny that the official Assassin's Creed account was just like rapid fire dunking on Mark Kern so fucking hard, like ratioing him out the asshole. And it's Assassin's Creed, like one of the most universally just kind of like corporate franchises in the space. Nobody wants to be on Assassin's Creed's side. Nobody wants to be on Ubisoft's side, but they really don't want to be on Mark Kern's side. Like, that is so fucking funny that the whole world was just like, hey, good job, man, to Assassin's Creed. I love that.
Burns, dude.
I
think that's why some of the Steam reviews are higher than expected.
People are just like, yeah, finally fucking taking it to those goddamn nerds. Like, fucking love it. Let's see, what else? Star Trek. I've been going through season 5. I forget every week. I've been slowing down a little bit because I watched like 200 episodes of One Piece in the last month. So it's
shit.
That's kind of like, I'm in Thriller Bark in One Piece right now. But it's kind of ate into my Star Trek time a little bit, but I'm still in season 5. I'm actually in Chain of Command right now. That's the episode where Captain Jellicoe takes over the Enterprise while Picard and Crusher and Worf go on a secret mission, and then they fail. And then Picard gets captured by the Cardassians and they torture him. The famous, like, there are four lights, like, sequence. Yeah, that's from the second part of Chain of Command with Captain Jellicoe. A classic episode. It's really great. I just got through a couple really fun ones, like Fistful of Datas. The one where Data's like programming gets like stuck in the holodeck, and then he thinks he's like a cowboy, and he's like, I reckon, like, and it's really funny. And another Q episode is pretty good. Another episode where like an ambassador comes to the Enterprise and then like gets into a relationship with Deanna Troi, and then like it's weird because he's a weird alien that does weird things. Like, I am so surprised that there are so many episodes like that.
There's so many episodes where they really do terrible things to Troy.
Tell us about One Piece episodes.
But One Piece, dude, let me tell you something.
What arc are you in?
I'm in Thriller Bark. I hit Water 7. So like I was in, so after Skypiea kind of like slogged me down a little bit. It was fun, but it was really long, and I was like, I don't know. And then like when it was done, I was like, okay, finally we can kind of like move on, right? The Foxy Pirates, like the Davy Back fight arc was really fun. I actually really like that. And then we got into Water 7, into Ennie's Lobby, into CP9. And those 3 arcs back to back are like incredible. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if that's like the peak of the whole series. That was so fucking sick. So many great things. Frankie gets introduced, and Frankie is my new favorite character. I love Frankie so much. I've just been fucking God. They got a new ship and everything. The new ship that they have, the Thousand Sunny, is so fucking cool. Like I want to live on it. Yeah, One Piece after like 300 episodes finally got like really good. So.
Yeah,
It's
important
no like
question.
the Marineford arc.
That's coming up, so I don't know. I guess.
Hey, question.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a question. This is a statement. I think Nick would be sooner to watch an episode of One Piece than he would Star Trek.
I mean, maybe.
I think you're wrong.
Maybe.
I don't think you're watching Star Trek.
I don't think I'm watching One Piece.
I don't think you're watching Star Trek.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. I feel like if you put the two in front of me, I would pick Star Trek any day of the week.
It would be
There's
Star
real
Trek.
people and not goofy cartoons.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking. You don't get to watch
that nerdy anime shit. I'm just kidding.
No. Yeah, this motherfucker has no idea what Star Trek is like. He's thinking of these fucking Chris Pine Star Trek movies.
That's obviously not what I'm thinking of.
Pretty wild.
I mean, I do like those movies, but I know that's not typical Star Trek.
I do feel like they both sit outside of Nick's comfort zone.
That is very true. That is very true.
I don't think Nick is like an unmovable homunculus, though. I think he can open his mind. I think he has a little bit of imagination. I think if he could just connect to something primal about both of them, like there's some kind of thing.
If we
this
sit him
guy's
down
watched
with
Buffy
maybe
the Vampire
Wrath of
Slayer
Khan,
1,000 times, you know,
if we sit him down with the Wrath of Khan or the Undiscovered Country, one of those, like I feel like he would be like, okay, maybe I see something about Star Trek.
I mean, I think those are good movies. I love those movies. I don't, but they're not even like the Star Trek that I like, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're not like the Berman, like the like Ronald D. Moore, like I think there's something kind of quintessentially 90s dramatic television that Nick might really like in like a late TNG DS9 era Star Trek.
I
think he would love the shit out of the fucking Arlong Park arc in One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, like, well,
I still think Nick
my touchstone.
I still think we can get Nick into anime, honestly. But
I think
whatever,
we could
that's
too.
a
I mean,
big topic.
shonen anime is so like
Likeable.
digestible, though. Yeah, it's so like easy.
He has liked anime. He has.
If
he
you've
Cyberpunk Edge
ever
Runners.
been a fan, if you've ever been a fan of like Dragon Ball Z, like you know what's going on, like you know what's up. You know,
you do know Nolan and I met and like bonded over our shared love of Dragon Ball Z. Like that's one of the earliest memories we had of.
Then One
our
Piece is
friendship.
gonna feel weirdly familiar to you, especially if you watch the American dub, because like it's all the same voice cast, even like Vegeta plays Zoro and like fucking Krillin plays Usopp. Like it's all like the same people. But what's fucking sick about One Piece is that like the designs are out of control, crazy cool, and now the show is literally just about like, let's fucking kill the world government. Like, I love it. It's so fucking great, like how much chaos there is to it. It's not just like Goku being like, okay, I think I want to get stronger now, you know? Like there's pathos to it. There's like drama, there's emotions, there's tears. I have cried at the show, you know what I mean?
I feel like but there's also like this underlying fact that like even the most baseline like mainstream digestible anime that I feel like every anime lover should probably have seen is something I have tried to get into and just failed. Like Cowboy Bebop. I have seen like 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop.
Bro, it didn't even start.
Also think, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's.
And
just
it's not
like
that I don't like it. It's not that I like hate it. It's just like
no, but it's an endurance issue. Like the second something is like
I know.
not clicking, you're like, I just got to change this. And like so many things in this world, Nick, require you to just like have a little bit more follow through to really like recontextualize that and like get it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I know.
I know, I'm not trying to lecture you, but like, I'm not trying to change you in any way. I love you, Nick. I love you as you are. You don't need to change for me. I just think maybe there's some rocks you haven't looked under yet that might have some juicy
I'm sure there
morsels
are.
you enjoy.
I'm sure there are. Of that, I have no doubt.
You watched the Castlevania show, right?
No.
we didn't. No, we didn't. What are
Oh,
you talking about?
bro.
But that's not gonna get someone into
The only anime I've watched in the past probably decade that and I don't think I watched anything before
You watched
or
that
after.
Cyberpunk one.
I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners,
Dude,
and that was
Cyberpunk
because it was
Edgerunner.
like.
I bet he
was
would like
toast.
Arcane.
But that was also because it was like an
Incredible.
extension of the game I was playing at the time, and I was
Nah.
like deeply invested in
But you
Cyberpunk.
liked
What do
it
you think?
on its own.
Who's like a
I did,
hero?
but I. Huh?
Who's like a hero that you like? Who's like a heroic character that you like?
Just
Yeah,
in
good
general.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Dex.
are they a person are they a person
An
that you would
anti-hero.
say like has like kind of like a silly side to them? Like there's something just kind of inherently silly about it, and like does that character emphasize or de-emphasize that? Like
I mean, does
like, I
Buffy
think, for
count? Because
instance,
I feel like
Buffy
that's
does count.
that absolutely I'd say Buffy. Top
Buffy
of my
does
list.
count. And if you like the kind of like when Buffy's just being like weird and goofy and zany, like that's the
I
kind
do.
of energy that I'm talking about when I say I love something and it's stupid and goofy. You know what I mean? Like I think
get that.
Superman is an incredible character. I don't like when people try to do Superman seriously because it's not. It just doesn't work, Like I don't think it works. Like something that is more at peace with how frivolous it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think maybe that might be a barrier to entry.
Maybe the challenge here for me, and I don't know, since we're recording this so late this week, I can't necessarily commit to doing this before we meet again. But the challenge should be like you should recommend one episode of Star Trek, or one place for me to start in Star Trek, and then I can watch an episode of One Piece and watch an episode
You know
of
what's
Star Trek
awesome?
and see
You know
what
what's-
happens.
It would be One Piece. I'm
You know what's
telling you.
particularly great about Star Trek though is because like most of it, like except for the new stuff, all of it is so episodic that like it really is super easy to just be like, watch this episode and see if it vibes with you, and then you
Yeah.
can go and find out how they got there. Like it's great for that. I have so many. Can I make Nick fall in love with Mr. Data? Can I make Nick love Mr. Data? I think I can. I think it's in. I think it's in
There's
his
a
heart to love an
fine
android.
line with
So-
Data. I feel like if you're gonna introduce him to Data, you can't do a Data centric episode. He has to be just
but like
he has to be the B or C plot.
I feel like I just need to start watching TNG. Like start with
Yes,
episode 1 of TNG and just go from there. And see what
just
happens.
as a broad
Oh,
recommendation, I would always say TNG is like the heart and soul of Star Trek. I love so many other Star Trek things, but TNG, like if you want to understand why a person like me likes Star Trek, you have to understand TNG.
Okay.
That's
I feel like
All
if
right.
you're gonna do TNG,
Measure of a Man. Yeah, like that is a perfect rebuttal to what Chris just said, which I mean, Chris, I get what you're saying, but like some data-centric episodes are incredible. Measure of a Man is a very early episode.
Yes.
It's the one where they like hold a trial about whether or not Data has rights.
yeah, yes,
It's a courtroom drama and it's incredible. Like no one fires a phaser, there's no aliens.
it's just
like
people
Data.
talking.
Yeah.
It's a good episode.
God,
I
when
do not-
Picard is like, when Picard starts like turning around, he's like, "Do you know? Do you?" And he's like pointing at everybody in the room. Like every time, I'm like, "Oh, he's cooking. He's cooking." Like,
yeah.
oh,
But
You're
I
right.
feel like that's even more of a Picard
still
centric
ain't
episode than
Nick.
actually
It's
Data.
not Nick.
Data
Okay.
is like the
this
thing
guy
that
watched
drives the episode
Bones,
forward.
man. Come on.
I agree with you. I would just be a little worried about things like the Data centric, like obscure, quirky episodes that just
Oh, yeah.
really
I mean,
shouldn't be
yeah.
like the introduction here.
Look, I can find 20 Star Trek Next Generation episodes that I think Nick would like and would be like perfect introductions.
But I'm
I can
also
do it.
very like I'm also very like when it comes to this kind of shit, I'm like very anal. Like I have to watch like from the beginning.
Television didn't used to work
And
that way, Nick.
What are you talking? What are you talking
No,
about? Like,
no, Nick, you're right. I'm just saying, like, you'll do yourself a favor if you just experience it the way we did in the 90s, where, like, one day you just caught an episode and we're like, that's great. And then, like, you just kept watching and eventually you saw them all, you know?
Okay.
Nick, here's what I'll say, is that there is one plot line from the beginning of Star,
oh God,
beginning of
I've got to pump the
TNG
brakes here.
that really kind of plays out something eventually. Other than that, like, the Borg is the only thing that's like a through line that's from the first two seasons that is really important.
And I mean, and then they do First Contact and the Borg are completely different, and then they become more important in Voyager. If you're like interested in the Borg, I would just say go watch Star Trek First Contact.
Just watch Voyager.
Like, I really like that movie. But yeah, it's yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. We're done talking about Star Trek. Nick, go ahead.
This is the longest 4-player minute
I know.
ever in the history of man, but it's been fun. Okay, Chris Davis.
Crispy,
I challenge you to keep it short this week.
I am sorry to report, Crispy, that I did order the complete set of Lower Decks, and Amazon fucked me and has delayed it. So I gotta wait for that.
Oh, like the whole DVD collection?
Yeah, the whole collection.
Lower Decks is so good. I love Lower Decks.
I really want to see it. I've seen clips. It looks great.
That show shouldn't exist, and it's incredible.
Oh, that's right. You only watch stuff after you buy it, right?
I mean, very often, yeah. So
weird.
I guess the two things to just really quickly mention. I played through the demo for Half-Life 2 RTX, which is the new RTX rebuild of Half-Life 2 that's coming slowly but surely. It's 2/3 of Ravenholm and half a Nova Prospect for the demo, so it's about an hour of content. And it's still Half-Life 2. It's all the same enemy AI and sound effects and everything. It's just very, very fucking pretty. And it is so nice to go back to a game that came out 21 years ago and see this very, very nice fresh coat of paint on it. You know, especially after having played Black Mesa a few years ago and seeing the contrast.
Which was an amazing introduction to Half-Life 1.
Yeah. It's almost Brad as if you didn't need to play the original Half-Life 1. I know. The other thing I wanted to mention was that I finished Stalker 2.
Nice.
Y'all fucking hate that game. What is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
Stalker 2 is a time investment that can get long.
Y'all just now getting. Did you finish it, Nick?
No, dude. But I've put like 70 hours, dude. I hate you, Brad. I just
continue. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised it took you that long, especially Chris Davis, who finishes games in like a weekend. That's all I'm saying.
It's a game that gets long in the tooth, and the story isn't nearly as engaging as it needs to be for me to kind of power through it. And I don't like how I ended up with that game.
But you don't like the. I mean, so I'm not even wrong.
I don't like the last 2 hours of that game because it makes you do
out of
things
like
and
70 or 80.
railroad you into a certain path that I just don't agree with. I don't.
Well, it
think
sounds like he was having issues long before the last 2 hours. From
no, it's
on
literally
the podcast.
how the last 2 hours are structured to give you an ending. Like once you get past a certain point, you're locked in. You have no decision making authority after a certain point. You just experience it and the game ends.
So overall, how do you feel about the game?
I like it overall. I think there still needs to be a lot of bug fixes and balances made to the A-Life system. And I loved the thrill of discovery every time I discovered like a super anomaly or a legendary artifact or just like these fresh new areas that have these quest lines that pop up organically that are just so fucking cool to explore and do. It just has kind of a badly told story, in my opinion.
Which is not unlike a lot of the other Stalker games. So, I don't know.
Not
it seems like
inherently,
it's pretty
no.
par for the course.
I mean, my problem is that I put 90 hours into this game. I could not tell you who half the cast is. I could not tell you half of their character motivations of what they're actually doing. And their involvement
disagree
in the
with you there.
story just kind of comes out of nowhere, just ends. And it doesn't feel right.
I mean, like, I'm enjoying the hell out of Stalker 2, but I would be lying if I said my enjoyment is stemming from like the driving force of the narrative. Like,
which is fine. That's a lot of games.
It's the experience. It's the It's the getting lost in the experience and role playing in that environment is pretty great.
And it's also possible that my feelings might be fixed when the expansion comes out, because they've already said there's an expansion coming that's going to add a lot of content. And I have to assume that they're going to bring a lot of quality of life fixes and things like that. Hell, they just released a new patch to bring it up to 1.3, which I hear is a pretty good improvement too. And there is one big ass thing that I won't mention that they glaringly leave out of the game that they should have included, but I have to assume that's the point of the expansion. So, anyway, overall,
you turn into
good
a beast. I'm the beast. You can't handle the beast. It's fucking James McAvoy. What an ass clown.
I don't know. Good game overall. I have issues with the story. I encourage you to finish, Nick.
I plan to, which brings me to my 4-player minute, which is I'm playing
Stalker 2.
Oh my god,
The Beast.
Brad, you're the
what was?
fucking
I'm
worst.
thinking of Dying Light 2, the ending. Sorry, go.
Dying Light 2, the Beast.
The Beast. Yeah.
Gonna be good. Look, God damn it, Brad.
I want the
I don't know what
McAvoy mod for.
I don't know what you want
from.
I don't know what you want from me, Brad.
Chuckle, I guess. I don't know.
Just a little
but
validation.
I am in a weird place right now, which is why I have been very kind of disconnected from Fantasy Critic. It's why I haven't like just the amount of time I have spent playing video games has been on the decline because of probably my mental health lately, and I am kind of starting to dig myself out of that and get back into sinking time into games again. My problem is that like I am entrenched in so many games that are like easy 70, 80 hour games that I don't want to abandon. I don't want to finish, but I also don't want to be lumping more games on top of that. Like I would love to be playing Atomfall because it's on Game Pass and it's been a game I've been kind of having my eye on for a while and I hear good things about it. But like I haven't finished Stalker 2. I'm in love with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but I probably still could sink another 50 hours into that game.
You need something short and sweet, something juicy.
I do need something short and sweet, but playing something short and sweet still takes away time that I could be spending on other games. I'm still playing and enjoying Like a Dragon, but I didn't get to stream that this week. I've been sick this week, so I didn't actually play much of anything, and I wanted to stream on Monday, but I didn't. But I still want to get back and do that again, Crispy. So Like a Dragon's still there. Assassin's Creed Shadows is a game I can already feel like the hooks in me, and I'm really enjoying it. And I know I've said this about a lot of Assassin's Creed games in the past, and I do think it means more here. I feel like maybe because there's so much. I didn't even talk about combat this week when we were talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, but like combat feels really fluid and responsive and fun in this game. Maybe more so than it ever has. And that's just one of many things that I feel like is a huge improvement. So like everybody seems to be pleasantly surprised by it. And I'm already an Assassin's Creed fan, and I can feel the hooks in me. I didn't talk about the grappling hook, man. This fucking grappling hook. There's a lot of shit in that game.
Like Tenchu?
Yeah, kind of. And I can feel it, man. I'm gonna be playing that game too. I'm bouncing around a lot. Robin and I haven't finished playing Split Fiction. We're gonna play some of that this
how
weekend.
far are y'all on that?
I haven't played it in about a week because again, I was sick. So we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it tomorrow. No, dude, Split Fiction's great. We're gonna play it tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna finish it.
It is great. But it is a little frivolous.
I have not have started a lot and not finished a lot, and I haven't even touched Monster Hunter Wilds. Not because I don't want to, but because there's just too many fucking games that I'm seriously in love with already this year that I want to keep playing, that I don't want to put down.
Yeah,
And
but here's the thing. It's all about framing, Nick. You got to stop thinking about it based on like years. You know, it's like, oh, I can't get through Baldur's Gate this year or whatever. You know,
well,
just think of it as like I have all these things that seem great that I want to play, and I'm
right,
gonna
and I am,
spend
but I'm,
the next, so
but I
many
am
hours
playing.
of my life experiencing all those delicious flavors.
I am
Just not
playing the things that I
sushi,
want to
you
be
know what I mean?
playing in the moment. I genuinely want to be playing more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I genuinely want to keep going with Shadows. I genuinely want to be playing Monster Hunter Wilds, but all three of those things can't be happening simultaneously, really. So,
I get it. You're taking
I'm,
bites of all
I'm
these cheeseburgers. You can't just start eating ramen. You
correct.
know what I'm saying?
I'm playing the things that I want to be playing. Just unfortunately means some things that I really want to be playing as well are kind of falling to the wayside for now. I'm not saying I'm not going to play them, but
I get
man,
it.
it's
I
just a
put
lot.
down
It's a lot.
shit this year too. Same reason. I mean,
It's
I'm still
March,
gonna go
man.
back
It's
to
just
Kingdom Come, and
fucking March, and this year I'm
I've been playing some
drowning.
more Avowed.
And there's a lot of stuff too that is like you're right. I probably do need to find something that's kind of short and sweet that I can focus on and knock out just for this, just to give me that like hit of dopamine. Like I finished it. I finished the fucking game.
A little
You
bit
know
of
what
a
I mean?
palate
Like I
cleanser
need
as
that.
well.
I need a palate cleanser. Yeah. So
Play
I
a
don't know what
short,
that. I don't know what that is yet.
short little
But
indie. Short little. You like to play a short little indie here and there.
I
Maybe
do
a
like to play
horror indie.
I do like a good
Papa
horror
Latro,
indie.
that ain't it. Come on, Papa.
That ain't it. All right. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I can feel myself kind of get like I'm getting back on the horse, but slowly. And I promise you, I will eventually get back on the Fantasy Critic horse, and I'll be fucking bidding on everything.
Whatever, dude.
It's been interesting. Anyways, that's it, guys. That's the show. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for hanging out. I apologize again. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded a show. This is kind of a strange day for us to be doing this. We usually record these on Tuesday nights. Here it is Friday. So we'll be back next Tuesday.
That one's all on me, honestly.
I mean, it's on
because I was out of
last
town
night,
on Tuesday, and then my power, and then
yeah. But I mean, that's fine. We adapted. Obviously, it turned out fine. But next week, I think we might have a weird schedule next week too. If we decide we want to wait and do the show after the Nintendo
Tuesday
Directs.
just seems too close, honestly.
Yeah. We will eventually get back on our usual Tuesday schedule, but because of everything that's happening, it might be different for the next week or two. We'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not a part of our Discord, we'd love to have you. It's at discord.gg/4Player. We're hanging out there all the time, talking about games, movies, anime, TV, all that stuff. If you want to be a part of the community, jump in, join us there. That's the best place you can do it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for another episode. But in the meantime, be good to each other, play video games, and good night.
Hey, Nick, look up this game called Karma: The Dark World.
Hold on.
I just saw that shit on.
Save your shit. Karma. Is this on Steam?
I don't know. Probably, yeah.
Is this a game you're recommending as like
episode
a
number 782?
829. What was the game you mentioned, Brad?
It's just an indie horror game that looks neat. That seems like it'd be up your alley. I just saw it.
What's
on
it
Open
called
Critic
though?
Or whatever. Karma: The Dark World.
Karma.
I bet that's a short little jaunt. That you'd appreciate.
I've got a horror game I can recommend if you want to do something
pretty good reviews
as well.
You've got a horror game you can recommend?
Yeah.
I've never played it. He's so low to me.
It's got very positive reviews. It looks pretty cool.
A game I kickstarted like 8 years ago finally came out. It's called Asylum.
Asylum.
It's gotten really good reviews. So.
Asylum.
Yes, and it's in my Steam family share.
Oh.
Asylum? What's that?
Inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, Hammer Films, and twisted Euro horror from the 80s. Interesting. Okay.
Mine's cooler.
Is yours in our Steam family library?
No. I just found out about this about 87 seconds ago.
87 seconds. Cool. Well, I've added both those to my wish list, but I'll take a
You don't
look.
need
I
the
might.
wish list. You can
You,
literally
you,
just
you
install
gotta
it
you
right
gotta
now.
use that momentum of hitting
I will-
credits on something.
I could play Asylum right now, but I do like the look of Karma. But it's $22, and what do you think I am, made of money?
Whereas Asylum is just free.
Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, I do.
Nick, do you have a Paramount Plus account?
I do.
Sick.
I mean, that's where I watch Dexter, so of course.
Oh, great.
where you
Yeah,
can watch
that's
Star
where I
Trek.
watch Star Trek. I have it for Star Trek, for only Star Trek.
There we go.
Yeah, Nick.
But here's the thing: to watch One Piece, aren't I gonna have to get a Crunchyroll account or something?
No, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay,
Yeah,
shit.
they release them new
It's-
on Netflix too.
I don't
Is there a
like where this is
series
going.
that's longer than the two that we're setting them up?
The news. CBS Nightly News.
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
Please God, no.
How early can we go? The Arsenal of Freedom.
If you have to watch 1,000 episodes of something, do you want it to be Star Trek or One Piece? Or
I mean,
Honestly, if it's something I end up loving, I don't care.
the thing about Star Trek is there can be 1,000 episodes of Star Trek, and it doesn't really matter.
I am
If it's One
16
Piece-
seasons into Law and Order SVU.
that's so stupid.
that's-
And you've
I'm sorry.
looped.
A lot of my judginess is kind of it's jokey, right? I do it because we're on the internet. But
Yeah.
that one, I legitimately, you should not tell people that.
And
Why?
you-
I mean,
SVU?
SVU
It's
is
just-
a great show.
It's so much rape. That's
That's-
like what the fuck?
that's yeah.
It's just
Well,
just
of
so much
course.
rape.
And it's like formulaic rape too. It's like,
Okay,
okay, that's the lady that got
careful.
raped. All right, they're gonna investigate it. Okay, that's the guy who did it. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
You are
man.
talking about literally one of the longest running
Dude.
popular procedural
Ice-T-
television shows.
No,
And
my mother watches that like religiously. I get it.
it's a great show. Blame her.
I mean, a great show. It's very watchable. It's like potato
It's a
chips.
very watchable show.
Sure, but it is so much sexual
I mean,
assault.
look. It, of course it is. Of course, that's the that. Of course.
I know. That's why it's a show that no one should watch 16 seasons of.
Dude, there's 27 seasons or
Bro.
26 seasons. I'm not
The
even. I'm barely
most-
over the halfway point of the fucking show.
I mean,
Um,
I like iced tea.
Look,
But-
look. It feels weird calling it comfort food because it is a show about sexual assault. But it is an incredibly watchable show.
Yeah.
It means you're gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Darmok is an excellent episode, Nicholas.
Indeed.
The most toys. Dude, so many of these data centric episodes are fucking bangers, Chris Davis.
All right,
I
so
don't
the
know if I
greatest
can agree with
episode,
you anymore.
the greatest standalone episode of Star Trek of all time. Measure of a Man? Is this what you're telling me?
I
It's a
don't know
really
if it
good one,
is,
but it's not the
That
best.
has to be up there. I mean, like,
I don't want no two-parter.
if you look at it, if you
tell
look at a
me
list, I know.
a
If you look at a
single-
list, it's gonna be things like Measure of Man's probably on there, Darmok's probably on there, The Most Toys is probably on there. What's the one from the original series? The Enterprise Incident? Or the one where they like meet Romulans for the first time. Is a really good one. If we're not doing any two-parters, so we can't do best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2, we can't do Redemption Part 1 and 2, we can't do
All right. Check
we
it.
can't do Time's Arrow Part 1 and 2.
I
I'll
kind
watch
of
Measure
have
of
a
a Man.
soft spot for Iborg.
Iborg's great. I love that
Iborg's pretty
episode.
good.
But one where you need to
It's not
know,
the
you
first
don't have
one.
to know anything. I feel like anything Borg related, it's like loaded.
Yeah, I mean the
Oh,
Borg aren't like
the
weirdly
Hunted is
invented.
pretty fun. I like the
The
Hunted.
Hunted. Oh,
I don't want a fun
yeah.
episode. I want cinema. Damn it.
Okay, then I mean, Measure of a Man or The Most Toys are both data.
Say it again. What's the second one?
The Most Toys,
The Most Toys.
like the man with the most toys.
Cause and
Okay.
effect, Inner
All
Light.
right. I'm gonna watch. I got it. All right. Now, Measure of a Man is what I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, that's.
I have vague memories of that
So
one
good.
actually. I did watch some
so
Star
good.
Trek growing up.
It's so good.
Hey, I looked up what's the best episode of Law and Order SVU of all time. Surrender Benson. You familiar with this one? Surrender Benson.
What
Hours
season
turn
is it
into
from?
days with no word from Detective Benson. The SVU squad takes drastic measures to find her and her abductor. A trail of murders
yeah.
and rape victims leads them to fear it may be too late.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. I've already passed
good
that
one?
point. Yeah, it's good.
Should I watch it? If I'm going to watch the best Star Trek episode, I might as well watch the best SVU episode.
I want to see where this.
I think
was
it's a
booked.
fun night, honestly.
Kind
A
of
fun
like-
weekend.
Oh, the Drumhead is another like courtroom
It's
one. That's
Friday.
fucking great.
The Drumhead. Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But y'all could
It's
literally
kind of
name
weird how
100
like
episodes.
the best
Stupid.
I
Star
want the
Trek
best.
episodes, the best dramas
I
are like the
know, I
ones
know.
with like characters that are suffering and going through this mental fatigue. Like
Nick's
a lot
ears
of grief
perk
and
up.
loss going around. It's that's where somehow the best
the
writing going on.
fucking like Picard's
It's
probe
called
life
drama.
episode,
It's called drama.
like his
Yeah.
probe life episode is like that where it's just like this. Oh god.
Oh,
Oh
the
my God.
episode
Dude,
after
like he's still like half a season after the probe episode, Picard is like still playing the flute, and like if you
Yes.
hadn't seen that episode, you wouldn't know why that's like a big deal. But like now, every time I see him playing the flute, it's like it breaks my fucking heart. Like,
what was
oh.
Damn,
What
what's
was-
another show that does stuff like that?
I mean I think that was pretty common like back in like Star Trek was always trying to serialize more than like the producers wanted them to, you know?
yeah.
So you get weird things like that. Like for instance, the guy who is trying to take apart Data in Measure of a Man, like he's not a character at all in the rest of the series, but there will be like episodes where like Data's writing to his pen pal, who is that guy. Like he's writing to that guy, like telling him about his day and like what he thinks
Damn.
about things and like
So you got to watch all of it.
you don't, but like if you do, you hear these little things where you're like, oh fuck, like yeah.
What was
The Inner
what
Light.
was the-
That's the one. Oh,
What was the episode where Data had that pen pal friend who was that kid on the dying
the girl,
planet?
the little girl,
Yeah.
and then they go and save her. Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
that's real early. That was,
Would it be harder to get Malia to watch Star Trek or One Piece? And I think she'd
One
just
Piece.
divorce me.
Yeah.
I think yeah, she'd take the kids.
Nah,
and-
you've got the kids.
Go, like-
It's fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you should watch The Skin of Evil. That's the one where Tasha Yar gets murdered by a trash bag.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's yeah. What about Family? Family's a good episode, I think.
Yeah, but you have to know what's going on.
You have to have the
with
context of the Borg. Yeah.
Best of both worlds. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's literally about him like going home and suffer and like
That
realizing he has
trauma.
PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are any of these as good as like 33 or Out of Gas? You know what I'm saying?
Out of gas.
From Battlestar?
Dude, I mean,
And Firefly.
yeah.
I'm just naming ones that he hates.
No,
I
I,
mean-
don't. I hate Firefly.
You know-
And like,
you know that
dude,
Ron
listen,
Moore-
If you're like, yeah, Ronald D. Moore was the guy on Deep Space Nine, just as he was the guy on Battlestar Galactica. If you
Yeah.
watch Deep Space Nine, especially like the last 4 seasons, the Dominion War Deep Space Nine, you would be a Star Trek fan, Brad. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I
Like-
believe it.
Like
Like
Ron
I
Moore
said,
got his
it's-
start writing for TNG.
yeah,
Did I?
yeah, yeah. All right, well, I'm done talking about Star Trek now. I'll leave you guys to it. I'll send you a list, Nick, of 5 episodes. He's gone. Whatever. All right. See ya.
Okay, bye. Okay. All right. Just all of you. Fucking goddamn it. Now I kind of want to watch Battlestar again. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. I'll see you in Discord. I'll try to get the podcast video up probably Monday, if not Tuesday. Anyway,